Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. You can see I have a great guest tonight. I have Nader here, and he is from Trendspider. Like I was saying, I'll let some people hop on because we're always just hopping on and just going. So let some eyes come on. And again, we have our special guest, Nader's here from Trendspider. We're going to go over what Trendspider has to offer. It does have a lot of things. I talk about it all the time, and I use it every day a lot. So you guys get to see it. But I want an expert in Trendspider to actually tell you guys about it. And again, we have an affiliate link. If you guys are interested, if you think it's worth it for you and you like it, then we have an affiliate link and you can get you set up. And obviously it'll be discounts, and then we can get you the charts and some of the scanners that I use. We can get them set up right into your Trendspider if you're interested in it. So if you guys are signing up through the affiliate link, they'll know it's coming from me, and we already talked, and we can do things like that. So that is possible, and I'm more than happy to share some scanners and all that good stuff. So here we go. Let's go through and see everything. Good evening, everybody, and again, good special little Trendspider review. And thanks for tuning in. And I will turn it over to Nader. He's just going to go through, like I said, some charts, the scanners, tell you what a Trendspider has to offer, and tell you all about it. And then we're going to do the Mag 7 together because Nader loves doing charts as well. And we always have great conversations whenever we talk. We can talk for like 2 hours, 5 hours probably together. And so here we go. How is Luis Rodriguez and my crew and Laptop Travel and everybody? So here we go. Learn about Trendspider, guys. If anyone has any questions, post them up in there. And so, yeah, you guys can see it. And there you go. Well, and I'll post out the referral link, obviously. So go ahead, Nader. Do your thing.
All right. Thanks for having me on, Doug. It's great to meet your audience. You're always a pleasure to work with behind the scenes. So you guys really have a treat today. I think Doug and I like to have a lot of fun. I don't want to make this boring. I want it to be very educational, really show you guys the power of Trendspider. And a little bit about me. I'm currently the affiliate manager at Trendspider. Before I became the affiliate manager, I was a customer, and I was running a trading community for a big YouTuber. And I really wanted to bring our community some really great tools. And I thought that Trendspider provides that. So I really want to show you guys these tools, show you how I like to use them, and really just recommend the tools that I think will be very effective for making smarter decisions in the market. Now, there's too much to cover with the amount of time that we have. So I'm really just going to focus on the best features that I think are most effective. And Doug, feel free to chime in anytime if you have questions or any questions from the audience as well. I think a great place to start would be the strategy tester. And I'm going to keep this actually themed with the Mag 7, since we'll talk about the Mag 7 afterward. So for the strategy tester, the concept here is you really want to backtest and really analyze the data before making decision. Now, for the strategy tester shown in the bottom left corner here, we actually have a sample strategy for Apple. It's written in the name. I'm going to select that sample strategy here, and it's just an 8 and a 21 EMA cross. So you buy when the 8 crosses up above the 21 EMA, and you sell when the 8 crosses down below the 21 EMA. And when you select run, you can visually see exactly where the entries and exits will occur on the chart. And you can also see a bunch of data as far as how does this strategy perform for Apple in terms of wins, losses, your average win, your average losses, how many wins do you have, how many positions do you take. It really just runs all these numbers for you. Now, I find a lot of value in something called the Variance Explorer. And one of the core values of Trendspider is to really save you a lot of time with any repetitive processes. A lot of time is spent backtesting. Now, let's say you spent time creating a strategy and you want to test it. You can come to this variance explorer and you can choose a combination of timeframes and ticker symbols. I already have a bunch of tickers here: Tesla, Palantir, Microsoft, SPY, NVIDIA. I even have Bitcoin here. You can also import a full watch list if you have a watch list that you follow and want to trade. Now, once I select run here, it's just going to run all my numbers for me and help me really see where my strategy will perform the best. This saves a ton of time. Imagine having to backtest one at a time on the daily time frame, go back to the weekly, repeat the process all over again. You can do all of this very quickly within seconds.
One click of a button.
One click of a button. Once you run, you really run. And here, it makes it very easy because all you really want to look for are the dark green boxes here. Those will be the top performers for you. So Palantir on the daily time frame is giving me the best net overall performance. There's a lot of columns here. I don't want to run through all of them. If you're ever lost on Trendspider, we have help button throughout the platform. So if I'm not sure what one of these mean, I can just select help and go down and read about it and really just take the time to learn what these features are. Now, the other feature that I like the most is the market scanner. I think the market scanner is really great for finding opportunities. I use this feature a lot to scan for opportunities. My approach is very similar to Doug. I look at hundreds of ticker symbols each week. The market scanner really helps me narrow it down based on the tickers that I want to find based off my criteria. Now,
yeah, this is where I built all my scanners, guys, and it makes it so easy. So just pay attention because Nader's going to show you. And they already have like preset settings, and you can combine them. You can do so many things that you can just, make it so customized. So Nader's going to show you, but I just wanted to tell you guys, pay attention because this is where you guys see when I hit the scanners on there. This is what you're looking at. So.
And Doug can share the scanners with you guys as well. It's very
no, I put them on my show and I let them run and we go through them and they see a list of them and I have them. I set it up so that I have like the small caps, nano, everybody set up in the different scanners that I like, and I can run probably like 50 different scanners. But yeah, this is where I set them all up, guys, and you can set up as many as you want and as different kind of algorithms, whatever you want to do. So watch what you can do in here. And this is what really drew me into Trendspider, because there was nothing like this. And I don't think there still is anything like this, to be honest with you. I've never seen it on any other platform.
No, and I think it's very customizable. So you can really just build all the conditions you would like, any combinations you would like, however long of a list you would like. Here we have price. You can do things like price is below $1 if you're chasing, the nano or a small cap stock. You can put your indicators like RSI is oversold. You can even scan for patterns. If you like to trade specific patterns like double bottoms, double tops, you can just choose that as a condition. We have an AI model where you can create new strategies using AI. You can import that over here and also use that as a condition to scan for opportunities. We have 280 different fundamental data variables. So you can scan for things like revenue growth. You can make it very specific, like 4 quarters of revenue growth, a 5% per quarter. Choose any conditions you would like. You can even do analyst estimates, a buy rating, an analyst upgrade, even a mention in the news. If a ticker has been mentioned in the news with any keywords, you can add that. Upcoming earnings, upcoming dividends. Doug, I think you like splits. correct
Yeah,
me
the
if
reverse splits, yeah, that one, and then you can do, you can set it for, like, Wall Street bets and what they're talking about and all, and, yeah, I have them all set up, guys, it's crazy, but, yeah, you can see all the different conditions and things that you can just scan for, and like I said, you can do it for just, like, what Wall Street bets top things are, and there's just so many different things that they already have pre-set up. You just click a button, and it just hops onto a scanner for you, and you're ready to roll, so it doesn't really take any kind of program or anything. And the other thing I'll just say is their customer service is amazing. They offer, honestly, they offer, if you sign up, you can almost get like a one-on-one once a week with them if you really wanted to. I mean, I don't know if you're going to, but they offer it where like they'll literally walk you through anything. They did it for me and showed me exactly how to set everything up. And still, I talk to Nader all the time if I have any questions. I reach out and they always just hit you right back. And it's not just because of me. They do it for everybody. So their customer service is great. And like you said, they have the help button, or I guess it's an AI tool that they have, but that's amazing on there. And they have all the descriptions of everything. So yeah, just a lot of good features and good customer support. I want to tell you that as well, because I've used it and I know, because I didn't really know how to do it all. And they walked me right through it all. And you can see we built everything. So there you go, Nader.
we actually have a full learning center as well. It's completely free, even if you don't have an account. You can come here, learn about different trading strategies, different chart types, things like that, technical indicators. We have a lot of helpful resources. We have a blog. A Trendspider store is, uh, we're aiming to make this the next hot thing as well, where people who create strategies, indicators, scanners, they can upload them here. They can sell them, share them for free. We have a lot of free content that the team builds and shares. We have a very skilled team, a lot of different trading styles, long-term investors, day traders, swing traders. So we really share a lot of tools. It's a platform built by traders for traders. These are things that we like to use. We only want to use the best features. We try to share them. Whether you're new or experienced, you can meet with our customer support team, let them know what your needs are. They'll give you some guidance. They give you a one-on-one. They can give you a personalized review of Trendspider, let you know what tools they recommend and things like that. But going back to the scanner, there's so many different approaches here. It really just depends on your approach. If you like fundamentals, you can build out your list of fundamentals. If you're a technical trader, use your indicators to scan for conditions. This is a simple example based off seasonality. I like to use seasonality. Some people may not be a fan of it. I personally am a big fan of it. I like to look for strong seasonal patterns, very bullish trends or very bearish trends. And what I like to scan for is the NASDAQ composite, just because it has a large sample size, 3,069 ticker symbols here. So very large sample here. And the way that the seasonality scanner is described here, this is the name of the indicator, monthly time frame. I like to use a 7-year time window. I don't like to look back 30 years. I like to look at recent data. What is happening over the past 7 years? How can I use that trend to make a decision today? And 11 candles ago just means I'm going back 11 months ago. So I'm essentially scanning 1 month ahead, because 12 months minus 11 gives you 1 month forward. So I'm scanning for next month. So essentially looking for opportunities in May. And my conditions are, I want an average gain of 5% or more. And I want a trend that is bullish 80% or more of the time. So these are very strong trends with a pretty good return on investment, 5% or more. And all I do is select save and scan. And it's going to give me a list. And you can also customize this in different ways. You can do weekly, you can scan for daily. Some people even scan on like hours of the day. I know some people who they trade only the first hour of market open or first 2 hours of market open. Now, some of these I already have marked green. So if there are tickers that I'm already, keeping track of, I can just market green. I usually just keep it simple: green for buy, red for sell. But let's open one of these. And let's open the seasonality indicator here. And this is exactly what I like to look for: a very strong trend next month. So we're nearing the second half of April. I'm looking to buy the dip and really capitalize on a strong trend next month. That's my personal approach. I obviously do a lot more analysis, but I'm just trying to keep it simple. You can also change it to weekly time frame. Look for very bullish trends on specific weeks. Sometimes, like over here, weeks 44 to 48, you have a multi-week of bullish trend. You can capitalize on this whole rally if you see the right setup that complements the seasonality trend. One ticker that I want to kind of just spotlight here that I'm monitoring for myself for next month is FFAI, formerly known as FFIE, has a very strong trend. Really is only bullish in May. Uh, Terrible stock to own every other month, but May it performed very well. You can also select raw data here and see the actual performance year over year in May, and you can read the numbers. We had a pretty insane rally last May. That's what really stood out to me was last May. I set an alert for this May, reminding myself to revisit the chart. I think we have a pretty good setup here, trading near all-time lows. I'm banking on, some type of, let me draw an arrow here, some type of strong rally in May. Even if it's not a strong rally, I think the trend shows you 100% of the time it's closed green in May. So either I'm banking on either a strong rally or at least I can not lose money by a close that's green, if that makes sense.
And this is the one that I called out from 4 cents and ran up to like $4, almost $4 in 10 days. It was over 8,000%. It went nuts. Yeah, it's exactly this one. They changed the ticker. Well, it was like FFIE or so. It was something different, but it's Faraday Future Intelligent Electric. And yeah, it was probably one of my biggest calls, one of the biggest calls you'll ever see in 10 days. And that's a straight stock call. We're not talking options or anything. Literally 4 cents to like 380 something. It was ridiculous what it went to. And yeah, and it wasn't even like a pre-market gap up where they do that at 4 a.m. now, because we've hit some of that. We hit the one TNON, went from $4 to like $125 one morning, and that lasted about 15 minutes. So yeah, you see these crazy spikes, but that FFIE or FFAI now, yeah, it was FFIE, I think.
You have to rebrand after that rally.
Yeah, after something like that, you just definitely have to. It comes, you can see on the chart, it ran way up, like you said. So you know what, it's on my list now. And yeah, thanks, because we're gonna be looking at that one for now on for this month and the next month, Nader. You know that. So go ahead.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get a spike up. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I figured I'd share it here as an example for seasonality. I now change over to what we call stock market maps over here. We have custom bubble charts. This is really great for analyzing a large sample of ticker symbols. I don't like too much cluster on my chart, but I think since we're talking about the Mag 7 today, we can pull up the Mag 7. There's only 7 ticker symbols to review here, but you can really just choose any combination on your x-axis and your y-axis here. You can do things like percent change for the year, which I think would be interesting to see how they've been performing. And you can also choose fundamental data variables like earnings per share, revenue. So let's just choose something like, let's do revenue and let's do year-to-date change. So my revenue is on my vertical y-axis. My year-to-date change is on my horizontal x-axis. Once I select apply, you'll get something like this. And you can just visually see the top and worst performers. Now, Tesla is really struggling compared to the Mag 7. It got beat up last year. It rebounded. It got beat up again this year. We might get a rebound. We'll see. But the concept here is you can just mark anything you'd like, anything that stands out. Like Amazon has very high revenue. If that's something that you value, if that's the fundamental value that you look for, you can just mark it green or whichever colors you'd like to flag it. You'll see the ticker symbols on here as well. Now, let's say something is so bad that it's making it hard to view the other stocks. You can just right click and hide them. So I'm going to hide Tesla here. And that helps you just see the top performers a lot better here. But you can just see like Microsoft is performing really the best so far, but the performance is still negative. So it just dropped less than the other ticker symbols, negative 12.5%. If I place my mouse above it, I get to see all the numbers. The revenue is around 69.6 billion. We can compare the revenue very quickly here. Amazon has the highest revenue, Apple, Google, and then Microsoft, Meta. Now, Nvidia is performing very poorly in terms of year-to-date change and in terms of revenue. Now, what's also neat is you can just keep on messing with this. You can just change to other fundamental values like earnings per share. You can look at things like free cash flow or even free cash flow per share. Select apply and just look at how they are consistently performing across these different metrics. Now we see Meta as a very strong standout name. Ideally, you want to see something in the top right corner here. That means it's high on this axis and high on this axis as well. So this is really exactly what you want to see, especially when you set the two variables that you think are important, like free cash flow. And this case is still year-to-date change. So let me, let's see.
Yeah, just so many great features, guys. It's amazing what they have to do. I mean, you can just see all the different kind of, I mean, it's like almost hard to figure out what you want to just kind of compare sometimes because you have so many options. You're like, oh man, there's too many things. But obviously a lot of us have certain things that we do look for, but you could just get lost on this thing on like a weekend when you have a few hours. And then next thing you know, you're like building stuff and back testing it, and like 8-10 hours go by. You're like, holy cow, that whole entire day I was just sitting here. You just get completely lost. I mean, it's an amazing tool. I know I've done it plenty of times. I can promise you that. And so yeah, you could just see as he goes around, and we barely even touched the iceberg on what this thing does.
Yeah, I can't even cover everything, but I'll try to, cover the good stuff here. I really like the what's happening now feature. You can come here and just see what's happening in the market. And it really just depends on things that you think are important, like unusual options orders. We've been seeing a lot of unusual options orders being placed lately. We saw massive Apple calls right before tariffs were reduced for iPhones and things like that. We have insider trades. You can track insiders that are buying or selling their own stock. We have a lot of great customizable features, like you can filter for very large orders only, or you can filter for CEOs that are buying their own stocks, things like that. Analyst estimates. If there's a ticker you want to really analyze, you can come here and see what are the analysts.
And down at the bottom, you can do the government trades, guys.
Yeah, and Congress, they have a huge advantage over us. They set the rules. They're making millions of dollars in the market, billions of dollars for top performers. You can come here, see what they're buying. If I select Pelosi tracker here, I'll get to see Pelosi's buys here. What I like about this is you can see the date of the transaction and the date that she reported. So sometimes there's a delay. And some delays are pretty big. Like here, she bought on December 31st, but she reported on January 17th. So more than 2 weeks later, you can see exactly what she's buying. You can see roughly how much she bought. Pelosi doesn't mess around. 25 up to $25 million sale for Apple. So
pretty wild.
Yeah. So, I get a lot of people that like to copy Pelosi. So you can come here, see what she's buying. Just follow her. Simply just follow along. Buy when she buys, sell when she sells. Other features that I think are neat are large EPS surprises. I think this is really cool for finding opportunities that nobody else is talking about. You can come here and see top performers in terms of revenue and EPS after the companies have reported earnings. And we have, once you select customize here, you can add filters here. So I want an EPS surprise that was greater than 50%. And I want to add a revenue surprise that was also greater than 50%. Now, when I select apply here, you'll see some pretty monster performances like this ticker symbol SPRY. Their revenue estimate was 15.9 million. They exceeded that and they reported a revenue of 86.6 million. So a pretty monster performance here. 400% revenue beat, almost 800% EPS beat. So you can come here, see the companies that are performing very well now, maybe research them and see if there's something worth, some type of trend that has shifted, some reason for this large earnings beat, and it might help you find these opportunities before they grow into larger companies. One thing too, Doug, you can select this arrow button here, turn it into a table or turn it into a watch list. This makes it really easy. If you have all your conditions that you look for, like, tracking Pelosi stock, you just come here, turn it into a watch list, and now all of Pelosi stocks will now be on your watch list. So really just saves you a lot of time instead of, copying and pasting and doing all that other work. Just import the list directly, make it a watch list, and then you can now go into other features like your bubble maps or your scanner, and you can use that list to scan for other opportunities or refine it even more.
All right, ready? Laptop Travel wants to know if we can do something for an example for a scanner. He says to set up in a scanner that allows like negative 0.01 from the 20 DMA. So just 1 cent under the 20 DMA or any specific mathematical equation with multiple quantifiers like that. Can we do something like that?
Yes, we can. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah. And, if you have very specific requests, we have a very helpful team. Just reach out to us. We don't want you guys to, we want to save you time. So if we can just give you the answer, we can even create it for you, send it over. But yes, that's a very common request. People like to be very specific. A lot of people are very specific about the accuracy of their data. I say we have some of the best data in the market, really just behind Bloomberg. But Bloomberg is very expensive, costs tens of thousands of dollars per year. But our data is really strong, really accurate. We also have options data that will be added in the coming months. So that will be a really great feature for options traders as well. It will let us also backtest option strategies as well. So we'll definitely help to expand Trendspider.
Nice. And yeah, Laptop Travel, stuff like that. I'm positive you can contact them and they will definitely, if you can't figure that out, they definitely like Nader was saying, they'll literally create the scanner for you and just send it over to you. So they're super helpful and knowledgeable over there. They can do all kinds of stuff and they want to make it easy for you. Like you said, this thing, I'm telling you, it's for traders. It's thing's incredible, this platform. So yeah, you can definitely do all that stuff. And again, if you can't figure it out, you just hit them up and they just do it for you. And then they walk you through if you want to know the process and whatever else. So that's why I wanted to show you guys, because clearly I use it every day and I was telling you about it, but obviously I can't explain it like Nader can, and he knows what he's talking about. I just sit here and look at charts. So
Doug, you're awesome. Don't downplay that. I do want to just show two last things. I'll quickly breeze over them though.
Take your time. You're good, man. It's you only did like a half hour and you already showed some awesome stuff. And I know there's a ton of things. So go ahead, have at it and show some people what they want to see.
Doug, everybody wants AI. All the earnings call, all you have to do is say AI. The stock just skyrocket 20% after earnings, right? So we're bringing AI tools. We have 2 AI tools already. The market scanner, we're working on an AI feature as well. Uh, I don't want to say too much for that. We'll release it when it's released. But we have AI strategies. The concept here is really just leveraging AI to build a strategy for you. Really, no experience needed. You just type in the ticker symbol, the time frame, the date range. We recommend not using the recent price action just so that the AI can model past data in order to make predictions today. So I would go back a few months, maybe February, skip over March and April so far. Once you choose the tickers you like, the time frames you like, here this is really just about risk to reward. uh, how much profit would you like, how much would you like to risk? So an example, I would like to make 3%. I would like a stop loss of 1%. That gives you a ratio, risk to reward ratio of 3.0. And then you select next. Here you just choose between 4 AI models. It's really ranked from least complex to most complex. Uh, the most complex one is random forest. I recommend K nearest neighbors. We do have helpful resources if you want to read over them. We have about 100 pages you can read about the AI models, but over here you just read through it. Choose the model you'd like, read about them. We have a brief description here, a longer description under help. Select next. Over here, you just give the model any type of input. We have some examples here that you can use, like focus on short-term momentum, use different variations of RSI, things like that. Or you can just type in what you'd like to focus on. There's no right or wrong answers. There's no such thing as a bad prompt. You're just giving information to AI. But you do have some examples to work off of if you just want to practice with these. Once you choose an example here, the AI will start training a model and it will give you results here. Now, if you get results that you like, it will just give you a formula basically. It will let you know what types of indicators are recommended based off of that, based off of your input and based off of your target goals for risk to reward. Now, if you get a very good result here, you can now select build on it and transport it over to your strategy tester and then actually apply that AI strategy into the market, see how well it performs. I definitely recommend the Variance Explorer. Test it on all your favorite ticker symbols, all your favorite time frames, see where it's performing the best. Now, if you like it enough, we have really great bots. I would say we have some of the best bots in the market. I have never trusted bots. When I joined Trendspider, the whole team uses bots, and they're like, "You're crazy. You should be using bots." That's pretty much what institutions do. They're all about saving time. Once you have a strategy that has like a 70%, 80% success rate, you build a bot, you automate everything. You don't even need to log in. You connect it to your brokerage. The bot is just executing trades for you, and you have all the numbers for you. You know what your wins are. You know how often you win. You know how often you lose. So it really is algorithmic trading. So anybody interested in that, I definitely would talk to customer support about it. They'll give you a lot of helpful resources and tools. We can connect to a lot of brokerages accounts. Crypto as well. So a lot of opportunities here. Just depends on what your approach is. The last feature that I want to talk about is our newest feature. Has been a very hot feature, getting a lot of compliments. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. I have no coding experience. So for somebody like me who doesn't know how to code, this is really great for learning how to code different indicators. And all it is using a text prompt, giving AI a text prompt, and it will generate an indicator for you in real time. I like to describe it as if you can imagine it, express it with words, AI will create it for you, and it will let you continue to edit until you're satisfied with it. And you can use this very quickly. I'm going to use a very simple one. Create an indicator using Bollinger Bands and for the mid-range. And I can even recommend colors. I would like a gray background with dark green upper and lower band. For the mid-range, use a black line. Okay, and then select generate code. Now it will just generate it on my screen, and it will give me a code prompt as well. This is exactly what I asked for. With the colors that I asked for, I wanted a gray background. Now, let's say I don't like the gray background. I can go back over here. It actually highlights exactly which part of the code is for what. So paint the indicators, the calculations for the 7 EMA, calculations for the Bollinger Band. So this really helps you start to familiarize how to code. Now, let's say you already know how to code. It takes time to code. You can just use this as a great step to easily build the indicator and then revise it. Now here, if I want to change the background, I can highlight it, say change the background to orange, generate code, and then it will make the changes for me. So you can just keep on refining it. So we really have a lot of tools for a lot of different use cases. So depending on your use case, I would just reach out, do a one-on-one with our customer support team. Let them know what your trading style is. They know a lot of strategies. They know a lot of indicators. We have a lot of great indicators on our store. One of my favorite ones is Go No Go. And since we're talking about NVIDIA, I think it's really helpful for NVIDIA. Now, let's say you guys are not sure if it's a good time to buy NVIDIA on this dip, right? The Go No Go will color code the bearish candles for NVIDIA. The bearish candles will be purple. So here we can see all the bottoms have been purple depending on the time frame. So I'm looking at monthly. So if I want to switch over to weekly, we are seeing some purple on the weekly. Now that tells you we're in a bearish trend. Usually that's a great time to buy for NVIDIA. We're seeing purple here was a good time to buy. Purple here was a good time to buy. But we have a bearish trend. What you want to look for is a shift in the trend to orange over here. So once we shift to orange, we're shifting from bearish to bullish. So the codes here are when you're seeing green and light blue here, that means you're in a bull trend. When you're seeing orange, you're shifting from one trend to another. When you're seeing pink and purple, you're seeing a bearish trend. But really for NVIDIA, I think this is very helpful. I like to wait and look for the purple. That lets me know that I'm having a bearish trend. And that lets me start to look for buy opportunities. Now, it's possible we can form a new low similar to what we did here, drop a little lower before we reverse. That should be something to keep in mind. But we are starting to see purple, so we could start to form some type of low. Let me draw it out here. So maybe something like this. What is your take on NVIDIA, Doug? Are you bullish? Are you bearish?
Yeah, nah, that looks like I'm going to pop it up right here, but I know I was looking at them earlier, and it does. It looks like it's going to pull back a little bit and then pop back off, and they have been there. This one's crossed over the MACD line, so it should come back down to it and roll off pretty much exactly like that. And yeah, that would probably be on the money. Come back a little bit more, and then boom, right back up. And then that's the pattern they've been doing. And if they're over the MACD, we know they're coming back down to the MACD, rolling up, and that's when they go up. As they come back down to it, they're pulling back. And then if they're underneath the MACD, they're going up. But the ones that roll off are getting more momentum and running up a little bit higher. The ones that are coming up to it, they get slammed back down. They don't run as well, but you still know the pattern when they're going up and down. That's why we've consistently been just crushing this thing left and right. But this stuff just helps. I mean, it makes it really easy to see things sometimes, guys. So it definitely any tool that makes, like I said, you want the sharpest tools in your toolbox, and this is what you get. And I don't even use all the stuff. I tell you, I think I'm going to start using a lot more of it. I know Nader showed me like 15 times all this stuff, but yeah, it's just incredible. I use some of it. I obviously go through, but I'm just a charts guy. I just love to look at the charts. But this stuff has so much valuable information, especially if you just don't know what you're looking at sometimes, and you're like, is it going to go up or down? Like you said, look at that. I mean, it literally spelled out in the video for you, and it made it pretty easy. I mean, I look at the chart, it looks exactly like it's going to do. So, and you guys know exactly, we look at the charts all the time, and I tell you, this is just one way to kind of confirm things, and that's what you want to do. So again, it's just an extra way to make things easier.
Yeah, I agree. And everybody has their own sauce. Everybody has their own approach. I think our approach are very similar, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Find what works for you. I don't think my approach may resonate with certain people. I talk to people that are fundamentals only. I talk to people that are technicals only or algo traders. So, you know, whatever is actually getting you results, right? That's what matters at the end of the day. So
That's it. That's what we talk about. There's so many different styles. You fit it into what your lifestyle works. But like you were saying, you kind of just call up customer service or contact them if you're interested, and just let them know exactly what you're looking at, and they'll just tell you exactly what features they have that will benefit you. And they're great. I'm telling you, they have no problem doing it. So, and like I said, use my affiliate link, and Nader will know that you signed up. And he'll tell you, like I said, he can easily just hop. I'm going to send them over a couple of my charts and stuff so you guys can have like the SPY one and a couple other ones. I'm going to let them have them guys so that they can just put them out there, and then he'll make sure that you guys can easily put them in. So you can just start off with a couple easy things and have them set up, and then obviously talk to them and see how it can benefit you more. But again, I wanted to make it so that it was better explained than me just running through the charts all the time. And I was like, hey, you know what? This has a lot of things that could benefit a lot of people, like things like this that can just show you different lines and different patterns. So that's why I thought it would be very beneficial for everybody.
okay. And just to let people know, we do have an Easter sale taking place. The sale will run until next week. Uh, the best value would be the premium plan if anybody decides to sign up. Uh, 36% off. You can view the pricing options. You can view the different features. Really just depends on exactly what you're looking to use. Like, how many alerts are you going to use? Do you need 100 alerts? Do you need back testing for 1 minute time frame? Take the time to think about what you'd like. A lot of people sign up for the training. We have advanced plans. This current Easter sale does not have a discount on advanced plans. Advanced plans give 52 trainings, so that means one training per week. So we get a lot of people signing up specifically for the training. They view it as basically the training pays for the membership. They get a lot of one-on-one with the team, and the team, really takes a hands-on approach, helping them with whatever they need week after week. But as far as this sale, the best value would be the premium plan. Largest sale, you'll get the most tools for the best price, basically. If you're not sure if you want to commit to, we have 3 different pricing options. It's either monthly, quarterly, or annual plan. If you're not sure you want to commit to either one of those options, we have 14-day paid trials. we do currently do not have a discount on those paid trials for this sale, but that is something to keep in mind. If you just want to try it out for 14 days, we have paid trials for it ranges from $10 up to $40, depending on what type of package you'd like. But gives you a way to play around with the platform, see if you like it before committing to a larger plan, longer term plan. But these are the options. Doug will share a link. He has it on his link tree. If you're signing up, please click on Doug's link. That way, Doug can get some credit. He's an affiliate with us. We'd like to, give him credit, give him commission for, recommending you guys. But my goal is more education, show you guys what Trendspider can do. If you like this, if this is something that you're looking for, uh, these are the tools. These are the tools that I like to use. These are how I like to use them. So I get people asking me to show them Trendspider all the time. It's great to just come on, talk about it while talking about the market.
Real quick, Nader, do you guys do the overnight hours? Do you guys have that on there? I never looked and never asked, but Laptop Travel asked, and that is a great question, Laptop Travel.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I have to see how we do that because we're always looking at, obviously, we do the show at 9 p.m. till like later. So I'll look into that. You can show me later. And yeah, I'll get the over. I don't know why I never thought of that, guys, but there you go. Laptop Travel. Good question right there.
So if you right click the background and select properties,
Uh-huh.
and then select data, and then you can choose the time frame. So you can do display extended hours and display trading period breaks. So if you want breaks between the market hours and extended hours, you can draw a vertical line like this, just to visually see breaks. I personally don't like that. I prefer no breaks, but just display extended hours data for equities, and this will give you the extended hours.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely very helpful. Do you want to run through the Mag 7? Let's talk about the
Yeah,
Mag
let's do them. Let's do them. Definitely.
Okay. Should I hand over the screen to you?
No, you just do it right there. I'll look on my other screen because I can see everything. That way you have your stuff set up and I can easily do it over here. So it makes it easy.
Okay, so what is your take on Nvidia? You think it's going lower? How low do you think it'll go?
Let me look at NVIDIA real quick here. Yeah, NVIDIA, I mean, obviously they all took a nice dip today and we were expecting it. We kind of knew that was happening. I think it pulls back a little bit more here. Obviously, like I said, it's going to roll right off that MACD. So you get a little more pullback probably tomorrow. And obviously, that's the end of the week for this week. I keep saying I wouldn't be surprised if we see something crazy happen on Easter, like a crazy tweet to get the market going nutty. The SPY actually did kind of change around and went into like a bearish trend today. It wasn't. I looked at it today. That trend kind of got bearish, so it looks like it wants to keep pushing it down now at that 540 and not letting it really run up. So we could keep it could keep coming back down into like that 488 area as it gets set up. So it definitely got a little bearish. But yeah, NVIDIA is going to pull back a little bit there before it tries to roll off. And we always watch it as it's hitting that MACD. But for the most part, when they're over right now, they get that roll off and run up. But that's the pattern, like I said. And they dip hard and then they run up quick for a day and then they jump around. It's been a wild market right now. And that's the pattern that we've been just keeping an eye on, is that MACD where they run off of it. And it's been pretty solid for a good 2-3 months now, I'd say.
I was going to say for SPY, I just have one simple trend line here. I think we lost support over here, and I think this support level is now acting as resistance. I'm not too phased by the pullback. I think we hit resistance here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a run up, but there's a lot of uncertainties. I mean, every day we're getting some crazy news. You're in the middle of a trade war. I think it's best to just protect your capital, play it safe. You don't want to, make bad decisions. But if you're thinking long term, I think this is a great dip. our market has been very strong for the past what 2.5 years. So we're getting a break here. We're getting an opportunity to buy. Longer term, I think this will be good,
Mm-hmm.
but
No,
short
I
term,
agree.
yeah, short term, too much uncertainty. If you ask me, you just don't know if we're going to get good news or bad news.
Yeah, no, you got to play every day, really daily. Every day we've been looking at it, seeing which way it wants to go. You got to play it that way, get in and out, and then set up for the next day because it is crazy. And at any minute, we know a tweet can send it off like that, and it could go up or down real fast. So you got to just really read what the charts are saying and just try to really get, just pay attention to that day. And I've been saying kind of pay attention to what their agenda is. And yeah, the death cross on the spy, Luis Rodriguez said. And yeah, I'm telling you, it did. It took a little bearish hit today. And it still honestly crossed over the MACD, went flat. So we're going to see how it is tomorrow, but it should pull back. And it's going to be interesting because it may cross down and that could pull them down. And then we'll see them, we'll see that come back down into that 480 area again. And, retouch it and pop back up. And I keep saying they're just controlling the market right now because they're trying. And the Fed spoke today and it didn't give in to anything. So they have to get the interest rates down, and they're just playing the market, trying to get these interest rates down. And they just have a good handle on the market. They can make it move with tariffs any which way they want. They know they can say, oh yeah, tariffs here, it goes down. They can take tariffs off, the market runs up. They're keeping it in channels where they know it's recession. It's not staying out of the recession, and it's buying them some time. But unless they get them interest rates down, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to run the markets up with these interest rates like that. It's not going to turn out well, and they know it. So that's what I keep saying is happening. And that's why we just keep seeing these run ups and these run downs. And that's why you really have to be on point every day.
Yeah, and we talked about this before you went live. Every minute matters. If you're busy doing something for a few minutes, you can get some news and the price just changes. Uh, so it depends on your lifestyle. If you're busy, you don't like this type of market, might be better to, just stay out of it. But if you're thinking long term, I mean, I think we will recover eventually. One thing I wanted to point out here, I really like using Fibonacci levels. So this is a great Fibonacci retracement tool here. All you do is you start from the lows of the move to the highs of the move, and it will give you some great Fibonacci levels. We had a very strong bounce around just above this level, around $84. So, if NVIDIA starts to trend down, I think this will be a key level to monitor to see if we rebound again. That will kind of give you an idea of how strong the bulls are. If we give up this level easily, I have $65 as my next key level. I would have to say, if we come here, I think this is a must buy for me. I think
Yeah, it's a good bounce spot right there, I would say too.
yeah, I would buy this dip and just hold. But yeah, those are the two levels that I'm looking at. Fibonacci levels I love to use on the way up and on the way down. It's very easy to use. Just connect your lows to your highs. All the levels are drawn on here for you, and you can see if the levels have been working. If you're getting, like over here, we got a bounce off of this level here. That gives you some confirmation that these are some good levels. Now it doesn't work perfectly. We saw here it bounced above just a few dollars above. So if you get greedy, Doug, price just goes
you ain't
up.
getting in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can't be too greedy in this market or too afraid.
That's a quick one. Like I say, you're not going to catch the exact bottoms, and don't even try to catch the exact tops because who the hell knows where it's going. Just catch some percentage and move it in and out, and keep on your merry way. Keep a lot of cash in your account for when these big swings can happen, because they can. I mean, we know when Trump says it's a good buying opportunity, it's a good buying opportunity, and then I mean, it's just crazy what goes on right now. And pay attention to like what the government's doing, because that's a good one to follow too. Because you seen they all just made bank on all that dip and going up too. So if you were following them trades, you would have known that they were all jumping in right before all that thing, before he took the tariffs off, and it was like the second biggest day in the market. So Yeah, it's crazy, guys. It is so crazy. And like I said, Trendspider has it already set up with all this stuff. Like, just you can just click in there easily, and that's why I love it. And like I tell you, you can get lost in this thing easily, but it has so much information. But it does. You guys see what I use it for every single day, and then I use the other things. But like I tell you, I probably don't use it as much as I should or enough to what they have because they have a lot of great stuff to give. It's just great learning tools too. Once you start messing with it, you just really learn to market. And like Nader was saying, you can start learning how to program stuff because I was learning how to do the scanners. I was like, oh shit, that's what that is, and started to kind of learn. Again, I don't know any of the terms for anything, so I kind of would see like, oh yeah, that's what that's called. I had no idea what that was, and so yeah, just different things that you can learn there. So, but what are you checking out there?
Well,
Oh, the
you
puts, the
yeah,
option.
yeah. I mean, you talked about it, how the government, placing these large options orders. You can come here and find them. You can filter for different conditions, like very large orders. So we have $500,000 here. You can filter for 1 million plus if you'd like. You can also filter for directions, whether it's puts or calls, out of the money. Usually, out of the money is something unusual, especially if it's a large amount of money.
Mhm.
So, if you don't care about the directions, just come here, put a large value over $1 million out of the money, select apply, and then you'll see all the unusual calls here. We have SoFi calls for June 18th. We have, you know, sometimes you'll notice a trend of like over here, a lot of spy put.
Spy puts. Yeah, look at all them spy puts right there.
Yeah, a lot of spy put. So you'll notice a pattern.
So they're
Um,
carrying spy puts right there, huh?
yeah, so you'll notice a pattern, and you can, monitor this day by day. But overall, you can see the consensus. A lot of it is puts.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to see some calls, but it's very put heavy. Now we also have uh, this feature here. It says options on the side. If you open this, you can visually see the options data as well to see if it's, very call heavy, very put heavy. You can filter by the expiration date, the premium, the strike price, and just see what it looks like visually. And, you know, might persuade you to just jump along. If you see a big options order, you want to follow along. It could be a great process to do. What is your thought on Apple now?
Let's check it out. Let's check out Apple right here, AAPL. And that one actually just crossed through. It was coming down. Hold on, let me take a better look at it here. And yeah, it was crossed through, and it looks like it's going to cross back down. I mean, I do think some of these are going to cross back down. And they just crossed right through the other day, but that 20 was bringing them down. And I think it's going to cross back down through the MACD and come down even more. Will it come all the way back down to where it was at that 168 area? It might not before it runs back up, but I would be surprised if it comes down pretty good into like the 170s or something like that. That's what it looks like. What's your thing saying here?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe 180s.
Yeah, like right around there, like in the high 170s. I don't think, like I said, I don't know if it'll come all the way back down to where it touched that bottom, but it is definitely pulling back there. You can see it pulling back, and I don't think it's staying over the MACD. I'd be amazed if it does, because it'd have to bounce up tomorrow, and they ain't bouncing up tomorrow. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean anything's possible in this market. I wouldn't be
You're
surprised.
not, yeah. Like I said, I just feel like on Easter Sunday we're gonna wake up to like this crazy tweet, and like crypto will go nuts and things. Crypto was starting to look really good earlier. It looks like Bitcoin's still at 84,304. Looking at my stock cube, the old crypto cube right there. But yeah, it's crypto is starting to set up that 50-day moving average is starting to curl up there, and looking much better, I think, honestly. So we'll we'll be watching that for sure to see what it wants to do, especially over a holiday weekend, because sometimes they can slow up a little bit and they give you that look like it's really ready to roll. And I'm telling you, looking at this thing looks like it's ready to roll. Bitcoin, it's over that 50 or that, what is that? That's 200. And yeah, the 50 and the 2. And that thing, Bitcoin looks good, guys. I'm telling you, Solana was looking really good earlier too. So I could see these guys starting to move really, really soon. So we're keeping an eye on crypto. And like I said, you could see some yeah, that Solana's looking really good right there. So you could see some crazy tweet Sunday morning on Easter morning. Trump loves to do shit like that. You just got to think like how they work and operate. He loves like Easter morning, first thing in the morning, and here you go. Here's your golden egg. You know what I mean? Like he does stuff like that. So I just look at the charts and then think how they're looking at the market. But I'm just telling you, it looks good at the moment anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're forming a reversal, a pretty slow reversal.
Yeah.
March and April. I always like to look at the larger time frames first, kind of see what's been happening. But yeah, I think we're holding on to 84K pretty strong. Um, I think we rally until June. I'm leaning towards a rally that stops around June. My whole process is around the Fed rate cuts. So we also have economic data here, so this would be a good time to show it off here. But you can open the federal funds rate here and draw that on your screen here. But this looks the best when you look at SPY here.
I hate when that happens to me.
Yeah. Let me
Happens to me often too. I always laugh about it. I'm like, damn it, I hit something wrong.
SPY, this is a key level I had for SPY. I think we dropped under it. I got a discounted buy opportunity. I think SPY is pretty cheap where we are now, but I'm leaning towards more downside. The concept here is, let's see.
And see how many different ways, guys, people look at charts and analyze things. In this program right here, you can just go wild. And all the back testing and stuff is just amazing, too. That's what really separates people, because you can really figure out what works and what doesn't work pretty immediately, like the click of a button. And trust me, guys, this stuff is pretty new technology. You didn't have access to all this like so easy back testing before. You had to go individually, like you were saying, each hour, each this, each that. It wasn't just, click a button and it just did everything immediate for you immediately. I mean, it's really game changing and time saving. So you don't understand how much these software programs can help you. And that's why I say you pick the best ones. I look at it like any job. You pay for your tools, right? You're going to pay for tools. You pay for the best ones. That's what you always want to do. So that's just part of what the game is. And if you're in it, that's why I wanted to show you guys. And that's what I always say. And I mean, they know I use FinViz. I like 2 sharp tools. I say it, but I need 2 of them, and obviously I love the Trendspider. I rely on that the most, that. And yeah, Trendspider, it's just on point all the time. So we absolutely know it's just money. So
and one thing I really respect about you, Doug, is you don't promote something unless you use it and actually like it. I know you love the stock cube. I love the stock cube too, but that's the first thing Doug told me is like, he really does. He genuinely does not care about like affiliate stuff. He's all about just helping people, putting on a good show, having a good time. But he really believes in the product, and he just wants to show you guys what's possible out there so you guys can have the proper tools to make better decisions, and really just based off what you need, because everybody's approach is different. For me with this, Doug, we're in a rate cutting cycle, but we're pausing right now. I think when we continue to cut rates, the market tends to drop. Like we can see here, we're cutting rate down here. a recession is triggered, price is dropping. We have the same process over here. We're cutting rates, a recession is triggered, and price is dropping. It's been pretty consistent. COVID was a bit of a mini crash.
A little different situation, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's once in a lifetime type of situation, but it still triggered a crash during rate cuts. We had a swift crash, a swift rebound. We're just pausing right now. I think when we cut rates and we trend down, I'm going to be bearish. That's not happening right as of right now. It looks like we will continue cutting in June. So I think once we cut in June, I think that's when I'm going to flip bearish again. For now, I think just a relief rally between now and June. The target date is June 18th for the FOMC meeting. As long as we do announce rate cuts on that day, I think the markets will continue to decline. So really, I'm just leaning towards, let me switch over here, something like, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, you're probably very accurate right there, because it wants to bounce up and it's coming down. I've been saying it too, and maybe you get a good little bounce coming back up, and then boom, it's coming back down pretty good, and you can see it happening on the charts as well. And it has to, guys. They're cutting way too much stuff out, and they need to. It's a good thing, because it's going to make the markets just bounce to their all-time highs. They always do. And again, you got to look at the agenda. They have midterms coming up in a year and a half. If they don't do this right now, they're not going to have the market up in a year and a half from now, and they won't win the midterms, and he can't do anything. So it's not going to. He knows what he has to plan out, what has to be done, and that's why you have to think along the lines. Look at the charts each day, and then we look and see exactly what the agenda is. So yeah, you're right. It's got to come down, and then it's going to be ripping, and everybody's going to be like, holy shit, that thing's real low. And then all of a sudden, everybody's 401ks are going to be through the roof, and people aren't even going to remember this dip even happened. And it'll be it'll be life-changing times when you can get into dips like this. It always is. So that's what I always talk about anyway. But I think you're on the money with that as well.
Yeah, I think me and you have a pretty similar approach, mindset. I think we're very intuitive with our trading. It's like that Olympics meme of the guy who's just shooting the gun without the glasses.
Yeah, he's the best, wasn't he?
Yeah,
that guy was great.
He was the best one too. So, what else do you want to talk about as far as Max?
Well, let's run through the rest of them. Anybody else have any questions? Let me go through and see real quick if we have any questions real quick. Actually, I did post out the affiliate link, and again, it's on my link tree, so you can just hop on there and go to the Trendspider thing, click on it if you want, or I'll send it to you. If you just want me to DM it to you, I can. And let's see, Luis Rodriguez and laptop travel like that. And how would I share my settings? So if you click through my link, they're gonna know that you signed up through me. Nader will know. And then, like I said, you can easily. I'm gonna send them over a couple of my scanners and stuff, and they can preset them for you. They'll just tell you how you can load it up into your thing. It's real easy. So, and again, everything's like a click of a button on this thing. It's so awesome. You don't have to know any programming or anything. It's so easy to do. Once they show you how to do it, it's easy. And Nader gave a great walkthrough anyway. It's that easy to set up a scanner and stuff, guys, and then to change the charts how you like them. It's just all of a click of a button, and you put any kind of indicators or whatever you want on your charts. Yeah, it's super easy. So stocking up for future, enjoyed it. And yeah, laptop travel, they can definitely do all that stuff. Like I said, they can pinpoint almost any kind of scanner. And Luis Rodriguez was saying that SPY is coming way down at some point. And you want to talk about Toyota motor expert over here, Luis Rodriguez, dude. This guy, he nailed Toyota motor. He's been nailing that stock chart TM for like over a month. And then we found out he has a Toyota that has like over 300,000 miles. I was like, dude, you are like the expert. I'll tell you what, that chart still looks good. I couldn't even believe it. It hit the 20, kind of went over it a little bit, but it's like setting up there at the 190 area. So I don't know what the hell they have going on at Toyota, but he is dead on the money. And the thing is, it's running up tomorrow into like the 180s. It's at 177. It ran up today. And yeah, he is. He's the Toyota motor expert. They should just hire him to go through their financials because I've never, it was crazy. I was looking at like, nah, it's not going through the 20. And he's like, it's going through the 20. It went right through the 20. I was like, damn it, he was right about that thing. So yeah, I always like to give credit where credit's due too. You guys know that. It was funny on StockTwit, somebody posted, I just right by like, oh, we'll check that out. And somebody was like, he'll be the first one post. I'm like, I never even do that. I always go, yeah, that was a nice call or whatever. You guys know if someone sends it in. Phil Trade, I talked about him. He gave us AREC. He was like way ahead on these metal ones and stuff like that. It was crazy. American Resources. That thing ran up even more today, didn't it? AREC. And it's called coking coal. I never even heard of that industry before. And that thing went nuts today. 61 cents to 125. It had 69 million in volume right there. It closed at 111. And yeah, this dude Phil Trade nailed it. And it's going to run up even higher tomorrow. So check that one out. AREC. But yeah, I always try to give credit where credit's due. And so yeah. And what about 15 seconds and 30-second charting? That is like 40 at 4 a.m. Do you guys offer that quick? 15-second and 30-second, Nader?
Somebody asked about that. I don't see 15 seconds. I see a
1 minute, yes.
minute.
You might have to ask about because and Laptop Travel is a big 4 a.m. trader now with the Webull. That's what I was talking about. That TNON. That thing had run from 4 a.m. to 4:15. It went from $4 to $125 in less than 15 minutes. It was insane. And it's at 4 a.m. and you can totally trade it. It had tons of trading. And Laptop Travel, he has mastered the 4 a.m. trading. These things pop up. We go through the show at 9 p.m. Now this show, and we go through everything. He knows exactly what to look for, and then he just picks them out as they start creeping up, and they're going to run up at 4 a.m. And yeah, that's why he likes that 15 and 30 seconds because it moves so damn fast. You're talking like 2 minutes. The thing can run over 100% and be coming back down. It's the wildest thing you've ever seen, Nader. It's like, it's crazy what goes on at 4 a.m. I got Finviz to change their charting. They now chart it from 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. now. I was up their ass sideways, and they didn't get the after hours completely right yet, but they are working on it. They're going to get it right. But yeah, it was funny because I was like, dude, you can't look at this thing. It doesn't work anymore. And because at 4 a.m. the charts are just out of control. Like, and obviously you guys are charting them at 4 a.m. That's how you can really tell. And but yeah, like I say, your Trendspiders, it's superior to anything. Clearly, I just need 2 setups, and the thing is, I've looked at Finviz for over 20 years, so it's like one of them things that it's. I get a first look at it, and then you guys know I'm like in the Matrix with the Trendspider. It's like I get in there and I look at that chart. I can tell you exactly what it's going to do. I just like to make sure it's exactly what I'm looking at. So that's the only reason why I look at 2 charts, and I always have. I used to look at Finviz and stock charts before I discovered you guys. And stock charts, I don't even look at it at all anymore. I don't even ever look at it. Like, I used to use that every day, and that just disappeared. And like I said, I do use you guys in the Finviz. But yeah, it's an incredible platform, by far the most superior platform on the planet for stocks. And you can see like all the valuable information that they provide. And again, it just helps you make better decisions. And it's all wrapped into one. You get your scanners, your charts, all that valuable information. And it really isn't that much considering what they offer. So, and the sale for holiday sales, I'm telling you, that's when I'm pretty sure that's probably when you see your biggest spikes in people signing up, right, during holidays, Nader.
Yeah, of course. Everybody loves a discount. Every sale is different. This sale is centered around a discount for longer term plans, like quarterly, annual plans, have a larger discount. some sales, like our last sale was a 50% discount
Mhm.
on trial. So if you have been thinking about getting a trial, you would have gotten a 50% discount. So it's like an opportunity to test out Trendspider for 14 days. But each sale will be different. Um, there will be other holidays and stuff. But for this specific one, the premium plan has the best value by far. So if anybody's thinking of trying it out, but talk to the sales team. If you just want a trial, see what they can offer you. They're very friendly. Just let us know what your needs are, even with the plans, and they'll hook you up.
Yeah, and for example, like laptop travel, how you had like specific settings that you really like and things like that. You hit them up and say, "Hey, look, I'm looking into getting this thing, and this is what I like to do." They're gonna contact, like you said, the people that work inside. Nader's the affiliate person, knows it very well, obviously, but the people that actually are inside the service and do this every day, they're going to contact you and say, "Yeah, dude, this is how you do it. We'll show you how to do it. We'll build you your first one, set it up for you, and anything you ever need, you just let us know and we'll walk you through it." And that's exactly what they did for me, and they do it for everybody. So that's pretty much what you're asking. And again, like Nader's saying, it's contact them, make sure you look at the different plans, see what best fits your needs. Contact them, talk to the people, the salespeople, because they know everything about it and how it's going to fit your needs. And then yeah, you go from there. And that's why I said, there's a referral link in case you're interested. But if it doesn't fit your needs, obviously it's not something you want. But I know a lot of people have been interested, and a lot of people ask. They definitely have an app. I know that. Everyone wants to know if it's phone friendly, and yes, it's definitely phone friendly. I'm imagining you can go on the website as well through your phone, but you guys do have an app, right, Nader? I know that.
Yeah, we have an app. The app works really great.
Yeah.
I got an upgrade a few months ago. But yeah, we have a lot of serious traders. Like if you're back testing, you want to do it on a desktop, but for other things like charts, seasonality, things like that, you can look at it on your phone. Do you want to talk about the Mag 7? I'm curious to hear your thoughts as far as.
Yeah, let's do it up. Let's finish them up. We did Apple and we did Amazon. So let's move to We'll do Google. We'll just fly right through. Ready? So Google actually was down 318. And I'm telling you, these all crossed up. They hit that 20. That's how we knew that the 20 was coming down on them. And you knew that they weren't going to go up. And Google actually has earnings next April 24th. So next Thursday. So next week, Google has earnings. And I think Google is going to pull back. Will it cross through the MACD? I'm not so sure about that one. Google could roll off because Google wasn't looking too bad, but it didn't stay up in that channel. But I do think it'll roll back off the MACD and possibly get in the channel. And maybe it comes back into like the high 140s right there, like 148, 149, 147 possibly. Like I said, I think we're going to see a little bit of pullback tomorrow. And then it's going to end the week right there. And then you have a holiday week, 3 days off, and anything can happen in 3 days, especially in this market. So you can come back. They could dip really good tomorrow and be flying next week. Like I said, he could have the golden egg tweet Sunday morning and make things really rip. Like tariffs are off the table, deals with China, and China's deal's done, and I keep saying they're trying to work out. This is supposedly supposed to be the end result. It's supposed to be an open trade agreement with Europe, which would make the markets just absolutely go nuts if that happened. So can you imagine if you just started announcing shit like that on Easter? You'd wake up Monday morning and things would go nuts. I'm not saying it's happening, but you just never know. Anything can happen. So yeah, I do think Google's pulling back. I don't think it's going to go back through the MACD because has the good support line at the bottom there, and the MACD it should roll back, but you'll probably get a little pullback tomorrow is what I see. Says it was up in the after hours, but I'm not sure.
One thing I keep hearing about Google is how cheap it is in terms of PE ratio. Uh, Fundamentals are very, very strong over here. A lot of people who trade based off fundamentals, you're getting a very discounted price in terms of PE. So this is looking like a great opportunity. I'm not so sure if we're done bottoming out. Like, as it might take some time to really just, waste some time here before
Yeah,
bottoming.
and again, it's just they're gonna depend on news and how fast, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
just take these and that's what everybody's worried about. He just keeps running the tire, and again, he's controlling the market because he's trying to get an agenda accomplished before they get things ripping. So you just don't know what's going on, in behind the scenes, and they keep saying that a bunch of countries are now negotiating and this and that. So you just don't know at any moment, and that's why you don't want to go too crazy at anything. You just want to have a lot of cash on the side because these things could get turned around fairly quick. And I kind of feel like, yeah, he's going to drop the interest rates and everything, like you were saying. And you generally go into a recession, he's going to try to avoid it. He's going to bring them interest rates down and still try to get the market pumped up to try to avoid any type of recession, because it's hard to get out of one immediately. And again, they got to get that market back up within a year and a half before these midterms come up, because if they lose that, he can't accomplish anything his last 2 years, and he wouldn't be happy. So I just think of it like that as well, and just factor them things in. But yeah, no, Google looks really strong. So if you're saying that PE, that I would say that's a good ratio too, because it looks really strong there. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Obviously, look for a little more dippage and down to the 140 area. If it comes back down, it looks pretty solid support down there. But yeah, I would say Google is looking pretty strong there. Um, yeah,
So, Doug, are you thinking that we will avoid a recession?
I think he might try to do it, to be honest with you. I know it's been on the table and people keep talking about it. And Jamie Dimon just sold a bunch of stock and everybody else. I don't know. I just feel like he can turn the market around just too quick like that. He might, and again, he's taking the risk of you know, cutting out a lot of stuff, knowing that the market was going to pull back like this. They knew it was going to happen. And now it's a matter of he has control over it with the tariff word and what he can do. So it's more or less he's just working the Fed at this point. So I kind of think they have a master plan, and I can't imagine how they figured this all out. But they got something figured out there. I mean, these things should have been crashing down already, to be honest with you, if you look at them, and somehow they keep turning around. I mean, yeah, he just uses that tariff word, and everybody in the world is just like, whoa, he said they're off the table. The things just go nuts. And then all of a sudden he's like, we're putting 20% on cars. He's done it through every sector too. He goes auto industry, semiconductors. He has every industry he can just work time with. And it's just amazing. Like technology, you could do it with a chip. You can do it. I think they just have something figured out here. And yeah, I don't know how they got this master plan, to be honest with you, but I think they have a master plan. And like he said before, give me a little bit of time and everything will be great. I think we have to trust him on this, and somehow he's going to try to avoid it. Will he absolutely avoid it? I don't know, but he's going to try to, I think. And that's how it looks to me. So yeah, at any minute whenever it gets down to that area, he always says something and it goes nuts. You know what I mean? And they keep it completely out of any territory where they get worried. And I mean, I don't know if they're ever going to get to that territory where they go, all right, this is where, this is the time where we got to drop it into the recession and we're screwed for a little bit. I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know. He has a big ego. It just depends on how much they can get the Fed and pressure them into really getting these rates cut. It's interesting. Again, you got to play it day by day right now. So it is one of them things, like you try to look at long term and we talk about it. And obviously, it's just speculating on what could happen. And as every day goes on, you get a little closer to knowing the answer. But yeah, is anybody going to know? I doubt it. I think they know the answer, to be honest with you. And like I said, it seems like they just have this master plan figured out. And if you're in the inside circle, you're probably making a whole lot of money, because it's crazy the way they've been fluctuating the market. And like you see all these options, like the big blocks of options coming in $1 million and stuff like that, and they're hitting them too. So they were doing it with crypto as well. When they were margining the crypto, they had what, like $22 million or what. They were making crazy amounts of money margining Bitcoin up and down. It was so perfect. There was like one account doing it. It was crazy. So now they're doing it with the market. It's pretty wild though if you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think about Meta?
Meta, I'm looking at right now, dude. Zuckerberg, I mean, it had looked so good, and then all of a sudden, the last 2 days kind of got dipped down there, and he might be going into the basement right now. And I know, aren't they having like that antitrust thing going on? The FTC, they're talking about him having to get rid of Instagram or something like that because he's a monopoly. I was just reading something about it today, so I'm not exact. And WhatsApp, that's the other one. Yeah, Instagram and WhatsApp. Apparently, there's acquisitions in the FTC antitrust trial. So apparently, there's a trial going on, and I don't think he's doing so well with it. So yeah, it looks like that one's pulling back, and you could see it down here in like the 470 area is what it looks like to me.
But one of the things that Trump is doing with Europe is he wants them to avoid these types of regulation against tech companies. But this looks like it's more domestic. You said it's the FTC, so I thought it would be Europe because I know Europe has been hammering American tech companies for a long time, but I haven't been following this antitrust lawsuit.
I think it might have stemmed from the Biden administration, and what happened was, and then obviously Trump came into it. The Zuckerberg apparently like offered like they wanted like $18 billion, like something crazy. The government wanted, and maybe it was like 60 billion. I forget. It was like an insane amount of money. And then Zuckerberg, like the most he offered was like $1 billion. And then and I guess they got really pissed about it. And then the new guy came in, and then Trump asked him to look at it, and they didn't throw it out. They were like, nope, we're going to trial. And Trump was like, all right, we're going to trial. So I don't think Trump had much say. And remember, Zuckerberg went to Mar-a-Lago several times, donated $1 million to Trump. So he was trying to kiss his ass, and Trump just was like, "Oh, it's going to trial. I don't know what to tell him." And yeah, so apparently there's a big antitrust trial about WhatsApp and Instagram, and so we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, they're apparently going through with it, and yeah, it's kind of interesting to be honest with you. But it does look like Meta should be pulling back a little bit at the moment, and I'm sure once that trial's over and they figure it out, you'll get a big pop off it. So we'll watch for that.
Yeah, I feel like Meta has been under attack from the FTC for a while now, but it seems like it resurfaced. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I haven't been tracking it.
Yeah, no, I actually just saw it today, to be honest with you. And I don't know if it was really just in the news today. It's probably been in the news. I don't follow much news, but if yeah, I did see that today, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? And looking at the chart, I was like, well, that makes sense because it did pull back, and it looks like it. Microsoft was looking really good. We ran that up pretty nice up to that 50, and that's pulling back really good and might have a big pullback into the 350s right here, it looks like. So, yeah, Microsoft looks like it's coming down. Will it cross through that MACD? Again, I'm not sure, but it does look like it might come back into the 350s, and you're at the 370 area. So that could have a good pullback as well. What do you think about that one?
Well, Microsoft has the best performance in the Mac 7 year to date. It's dropped the least. I think that's showing a lot of strength.
They have earnings at the end of the month, at April 30th, so whatever day that is.
I have concerns that some companies will miss earnings. I don't know how you feel about it, but
yeah, no, I think so too. Right now, with like all the market's just been so crazy with all the tariffs. No one knows what's going on, and they weren't really pushing anything. Obviously, people have been scaling things back. So when you're going to get to your earnings, you're going to be lower than the last month and probably from last year's earnings, I would imagine. So yeah, I think you will see a little pullback as well. And I think it's just companies pulling back. They were gearing up as Trump was getting in because they knew tariffs were on the table and things like that. So I do think you'll see a little decline in sales, and even some of the companies like moving forward with projects and stuff, they might have put them on hold, not knowing what the tariffs was going to bring. So I do think you might see some of them pulling back a little bit.
Yeah, for Microsoft, I have these key Fibonacci levels.
Yeah, let's see that.
I would probably just take it one level at a time. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bounce around here, around 373. I think a lot of people are expecting a pullback all the way down to the lows. I don't know. I don't think we will see that. But the market's being driven by news. I think most of the bad news has already come out. I don't know how much worse it can get. If we start getting some trade deals, I think we rebound. One thing that really stood out to me is we had trillions of dollars. I think it was around $4 to $5 trillion flooded back into the markets within like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, people are waiting for good news to rush back in. There's a lot of money on the sidelines already from the rally. So, I don't know. I think we rebound. I'm leaning, towards that some type of rebound and continued downside. Around June 18th is when I'm going to be more bearish. When I'm looking to buy some short, I just think we have some type of short-term dead cat bounce rally, whatever you want to call it, rally between now and June 18th. I'm just looking to. I would be comfortable buying really between 373 and 344. I don't think we're dropping down to 344. I think somewhere between.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't even think you're going to see that 352 possibly. You might drop like 350, the high 350s with this and then try. I don't think it's going to come through that MACD. I think you just bounce right off the bottom. So it wouldn't really let you get down all the way to that 353 and definitely not down to the 345. Obviously, the news dictates it every day, but that's just what it looks like at the moment. And that's what I always say. I mean, you can only look at them at the moment right now and they can change in 3 seconds. So that's what Microsoft does look like. But I agree. I think that first line down for Microsoft might be like your bounce down there where it already up right there. And yeah, it could just bounce right back up right there because up right about there. And so you might see it pull back a little bit there tomorrow and then, get another bounce back. So that's what I think we're looking at with that one. And we did NVIDIA kind of already. We were kind of talking about we'll pull it up again. And that one's, I mean, they all kind of look the same, to be honest with you right now. All the Mag 7 have that same look where they went through the MACD, most of them. Some of them went into the channel, NVIDIA did, and now it's got that good pullback. And another one, honestly, it might come down into like the 92, 91 area. I don't know if it comes all the way back down and retouches all the way down into the 89s. I just don't think that they're doing it right now because, again, I don't think they're coming through that MACD. I think they're staying up there to roll off. So that's what I see with NVIDIA at the moment.
I'm going to put them all on a screen to see.
Oh, nice. There you go. That's sweet.
Yeah, to see what they would look like. Let's see.
That's great.
So which would you say is the?
And then which one's going to look the best? Let me look at Tesla real quick because that'll be our last Mag 7 here. And let me take a look at it. And Tesla was obviously, and honestly, Tesla could be one of the ones that's setting up the best right now. At the moment, I was saying it was riding down that trend line. So it did. It came down 1256, perfect, like we said. And now it's trying to get set up. If it doesn't, it's coming down into like the 190s. And I'm not so sure it wants to. They have earnings coming up on April 22nd, which would probably be Tuesday. Next Tuesday is Tesla's earnings. And I think that it might get a bounce off of that earnings. Don't ask me why or how, but Elon, he likes to pull shit out of his ass and somehow things go up. So they have all these robots going on and all kinds of other stuff. So that's what that looks like to me. And again, it looks like it's trying to stay over that MACD line. It keeps bouncing off. Unless it crawls through, I think it's going to stay up there. So I've been watching that and seeing if it does crawl through, I think you have a great opportunity on a dip. Because, like I said, you're going to end up coming down under in the low twos and possibly even under that. So I think we keep an eye on Tesla for sure. Something's going on there. What do you think?
Um, my take is a little more controversial. I know people are very passionate about Tesla. I think Tesla is very overvalued. I think as an EV company, Chinese EVs are much better. Uh,
Way cheaper.
yeah, so I actually did a deep research into uh, the EV sector on a global scale.
Mm-hmm.
So the US has protected Tesla by imposing very high tariffs against China, even before Trump. Um, China has been dominating in Europe and they've been dominating in China. I think they produce the best transportation, period. Trains, airplanes, helicopters, EVs, all types of transportation. I think China is a global leader. Tesla, my wife has had a Tesla. It The production isn't very good. Her parts aren't properly aligned. As a new car, it wasn't properly aligned. A lot of people get that complaint. The tires don't work very well. The engine is not the engine. The battery is too heavy,
Mm-hmm.
so it puts a lot of pressure on the tires. She got like 7 flat tires in like a span of 2 years, which
Holy cow.
yeah, which is
And they're
insane.
not even cheap. Them tires are expensive too.
No, so I think Tesla doesn't, as an EV company, I think Tesla is way too overvalued. I think Chinese EVs are much superior. Um, I think we've been protecting them with tariffs. We could continue doing that, which it looks like Trump is doing now. But Tesla's been missing earnings. It's missed earnings 5 out of the last 6 times.
Yeah, it definitely missed last time. I remember that.
Yeah, 5 out of the 6 last times. So,
Wow.
we're in a decline phase, in my opinion. Now, we have, some really cool AI features, Optimus, all these cool, AI humanoid robots. A lot of the Mag 7 companies are producing these robots too. So I think that's yet to be determined. But if Tesla manages to dominate that space, then I will become more bullish. But as of right now, I don't see a reason to be bullish. I think their EVs, as an EV company, I think they're overhyped. I think they're in the decline phase. I think China's, would crush them out of the water. If we have free trade today, I'd rather buy a Chinese EV. I actually wish that, Chinese EVs would come here. I would buy one because I think they're really good. I think the price point is much better. Um, I think we need to see more, other than just, hype and fluff. My biggest concern is Elon tends to miss deadlines. So, if he says it's coming in 2026, we might get it in 27, 28. I just don't know. But, that's kind of my takeaway. What do you think of that?
Nah, it's a good take. Honestly, it's a good way to look at it. I personally wouldn't even buy an EV car at all because I'm just not into them, to be honest. And nah, it's a good way to look at it. I just look at the quick bounces in the charts. Obviously, I don't think it's going through that MACD, but it could. I mean, it was up in that channel right there. I'm just kind of looking at it what it's going to do before these earnings. And maybe it bounces. You know what it could do? It could honestly bounce up before the earnings because they are what do I say they were next week, next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday. It could try to bounce up. That's pretty quick though, being a 3-day weekend. I don't know. It's kind of odd. It looks like it's going to pull back tomorrow. That's for sure. I'd have to look at it because it does look like it's trying to set up. But if it drops down under that 225, it's toast. it's definitely dipping down good. So I think you got to really watch that 225 area and see if it pulls back under that. And if it does, then it's definitely going to be dipping down pretty well and a good opportunity, way better opportunity down there. So that's what I see with Tesla at the moment. But yeah, definitely, I'm going to watch for it to try to roll off that MACD tomorrow. Maybe it does try to pop up Monday and then pulls back for the earnings. That's a possibility too, just the way the chart's set up. And then long term, yeah, who the heck knows, honestly, because you just can't really tell completely what's going on with the entire market. I'm just looking for that quick bounce. I can just tell it's setting up for something. So I'll be watching Tesla just to see what it's up to. And I don't even like to play the earnings. I feel like you can never even tell, like you said, like they'll miss their earnings 5 times and it'll still go up. It's bizarre to me, earnings. I don't even get it. And so I look at the chart more and try to play around the earnings. And that's why I'm saying maybe it bounces up Monday and pulls back for earnings. I could see something like that happening from that chart.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a rally in the short term. I think we can see a pretty good May. I think we can peak around June, and then I think we can start trending back down. Um, I think right now all we need is some good news for tariffs, some type of agreement or at least some, positive development with China. Uh, it's also important to point out that you only need to monitor progress on 4 countries. 4 countries represent 50% of our trade. Shout out to Trendspider CEO Dan. He's the one who pointed it out on Twitter. Only 4 regions represent 50% of US trade: China, European Union, Canada, and Mexico. So, as long as we see good developments for those 4 regions, the other countries really don't matter. The trade is too small. You don't like we're seeing positive developments with Israel. Uh, Israel's trade is like 0.3% of what we trade. So it's really not a big deal. We need that other 99.7% of trade to be better. But I think it's pretty clear that Trump is using this as negotiations. He's saying, we want trade deals, call us for trade deals. Just many countries are making trade deals. The next step are those trade deals or at least some positive news. We saw the market is ready to rally once we get good news. We can see a pretty explosive rebound whenever we get that good news. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Like you said, all of these setups look pretty similar. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they're almost identical, right? To like almost identical to SPY, like all the Mag Sevens. You see it a lot with like even the penny stocks. A lot of them will look similar. A lot of the sectors are looking similar. So that tells you right there that something's going to happen. I always feel like when you see them similar patterns, you can just kind of feel it, see it, and just know something's going on. Whether it's going flying up or down, we got to play it day by day right now because it is kind of crazy. And real quick, I'll touch on the Meta laptop travel. So the government's already won the Meta case. He said for the past couple of days, Zuckerberg's been inside a DC courtroom testifying and reviewing under the court scrutiny more than a decade of email communications about his company. It's the last place Zuckerberg wanted to be. He literally visited the White House to lobby to get out of it and offered $1 billion to Trump. He did. I saw that. And the effort failed. And we now learn plenty about the ruthless tactics of Zuckerberg. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I was reading some that used to build a sprawling social media empire. And I'm not sure it says but I'm not sure. But yeah, it is crazy. And he basically was saying just buy up these companies just to buy us time to be able to take over. And they know it's like he basically was a monopoly. Like he was just buying up every company to keep Meta in the spotlight, which is obviously an antitrust type of deal. And yeah, they weren't happy about it. So yeah, he did try to pay. And like I said, whoever the guy in charge was, they wanted like something ridiculous. I forgot. I read it. It was like, was it 30 billion or 60 billion? It was something crazy. And at first I think he offered like $500,000. or something like really low. And then he came back with like $1 billion, and they're like, nah, it's not going to cut it. We're going to court. And they even told Trump, they're like, yo, we're taking him to court. Like I said, he lobbied. I knew he went there, and I'm sure Trump said, look, I can't help you. You're going to court, buddy. And yeah, he's in court, and his emails are crazy because they were. I was reading some of them today, and he is pretty ruthless. So it's not one place he wanted to be, getting exposed. And yeah, Zuckerberg is getting exposed, and that is going to be pulling back. It's going to be interesting if they make him sell WhatsApp and Instagram, because that'll really hurt him big time.
I mean, look at his face, and
he reads it all, right? I mean, that picture right there reads it all. That sure does. I mean, that says a million words. And yeah, it's crazy though. And but yeah, I was reading some of the communications, and the emails were put out, and he was talking to like the top executives, and they were saying just buy these companies up. That way they don't stand a chance to be able to beat us, and it buys us more time. And he was literally saying exactly that. And you can't really you can't buy every company up, and they were doing it. So yeah, they got busted with an antitrust, and then he didn't want to fork out all the money, and now they're sitting there in court. So interesting stuff. But yeah, it does look like he's going to be pulling back for Meta at the moment while he's dealing with this. And there you go, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed that, and I did for sure. I think that was great. Thank you so much, Nader, for coming on and explaining some Trendspider stuff. And obviously, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to Nader at any time, and obviously reach out to the salespeople at Trendspider if you're interested. Click on my affiliate link, and they'll take care of you. And they do have the sale coming up. Like I said, they always have the holiday sales. That's why I thought it was a great time. I said it to Nader. I was like, well, this is the perfect time. Come on. And I had a few people actually hit me up and ask me recently, about it. So I was like, well, it kind of works out for a reason. So I hope that helped out with everybody. And again, you got to kind of see inside what a paid charting program looks like. Paid charting service platform. So I thought that would be interesting too, because a lot of people really, don't get the opportunity, just get to see all this happening. And you got to give, you got like a free trial day almost, and got to see what they offer. So that actually works out well too, to be able to figure it out. And again, he said they have trial offers and all kinds of things. So if you are interested in it, contact their salespeople, let them know your style, what you're looking at, like laptop travel, for example, like specific things on the scanners. Let them know what you want. They're going to tell you, yeah, we can do this. This is how we do it. Boom, boom, boom. And then you're going to be like, all right, it's something I'm interested in. And so there you go, everybody. So yeah, everybody, thank Nader. Say what's up to him. Follow him. He's a great guy. I talk to him often, and we definitely keep in touch. And yeah, Trendspider is absolutely amazing. You guys know I swear by it all the time. Every day I say how great it is. So obviously I'm not, like Nader said, he knows. People ask me to promote things, and I'm like, it's not something I'm really into, or I'll try it out, but if it's not something that fits me, I just can't really promote something that doesn't, that I'm not going to really use myself. You guys I think you guys know that from listening to the show and know how I am. So yeah, like I said, if it fits you, there it is for you, and the opportunity's there. And like I said, a couple people did reach out, so that's why I thought, hey, a couple people reached out. There's probably others that are interested, so let me go ahead. And I contacted Nader. He thought it was a great idea, so here we go. And I thought that was a great little display right there, Nader. So really, I greatly appreciate it. I actually learned a couple things, and probably things you've already showed me, and I just forget because you guys offer so much stuff. And again, I don't even use it all, but I think I'm really going to start using it a lot. I use it every day, clearly, but again, they just have so much stuff on there, and I'll play with it on a weekend and just be, like you said, just making formulas and back testing them. And you'll look up and you'll start, like, I'll wake up early in the morning and start doing it, and I'll walk around, play with Dougie or whatever, but before I know it, it's like 6-7 o'clock at night. The entire day just flew by, and I'm like, wow, that was crazy, because you just get way into it, and there's just so many cool things that they offer. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Laptop Travel. Some great questions there as well. And so yeah, there you go. And they do have a great app as well. I know I have it on my phone, so they do have that. And again, probably aren't going to set up your scanners and stuff on the app, but to use it like when you're on the fly and you're out at work and you want to look at your charts, it's perfect. It has all the charting stuff. But again, if you're going to set up the scanners like that, the market scanner and stuff, I think it's going to be better to do it on the desktop. I personally have never done it that on the app. I've used the app and for the charts, but I've never used it for like the market scanner. I already obviously have mine set up and I've done it all on the lab or on the computer. So not sure how that would be, but on the app setting that stuff up, but it probably might be easier on the computer. But other than that, the app's great for charting and stuff like that.
I just wanted to say you can actually just run your scanner on a schedule too,
Oh, yeah.
which is really great because we like to take out all the repetitive work. If you're going to log in and scan every day at market open or whatever schedule, you can just run it on a schedule, choose a time you would like to run your scan, and your scan results will be emailed to you. So you don't even have to log in. You just get the results to you. All the tickers that meet your criteria will just be emailed to you. This is also really neat for if you have a Discord community or something like that. You can use webhooks. You basically can just share your scan on a daily schedule. Something that I'm currently working on with my community. Shout out to anybody if they tuned in. I dropped a link to watch this. But a lot of great features. Thanks for having me on, Doug. I'm happy to come on anytime. It doesn't have to be Trendspider related. I love talking market. I think we have a very similar approach. You have a very long list, so if you ever need anybody to help you with half of them, just let me know. I can come back on.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, Nader. And whenever we talk, like I said, we talk for hours. I always know Nate. I'm talking Nader's ear off. He's talking to me. We love talking stocks, charts, and he's always like, "Oh shit, dude, I got another call to go to. Hold on, I got to get going." So we talk to each other. We could talk for hours. I know that, and yeah, we do. We have a similar view on things in the market and how we look at charts. And like I said, we've talked for hours before. And so yeah, Nader's a great guy, and I'm more than happy to have you on anytime, Nader. We'll definitely have you on as a guest. I think people enjoyed it, and I definitely enjoyed it. I know that. Like I said, a lot of valuable information, and just like I told you before, I'm not the expert at Trendspider. I just know it's the greatest platform, and I tell you guys. But the reasoning why it's so great, I wanted to let you guys see and know what it was all about. So I thought it would be a better service than me just telling you, "Hey, it's great," and I just used the charts, and you see that. Now you can see all the other things that they offer, and I do use the stuff. But again, you guys can use these things every single day on your own, and it really helps you make your decisions when you're trading. Like you saw, I mean, just that in the video one with the candles, the different colors and the bubble maps and stuff, you can just see a lot of different things that, you're not just going to pick out on the chart. Sometimes I mean, I don't see that kind of stuff on the chart. I obviously see the chart, but that stuff helps you. I mean, it clearly is going to help you make a better decision every time. And that's why I tell you, this is the sharpest tool because they have all them resources. Not only do they can scan and you can set up bots. I mean, that was the only company too that even had anything remotely like that. No other person, no other platform was setting that up back then when I was looking at it. And I even told Nader, I went through like every single platform that had something and had like contact the people, asked them to show me it. And when they showed me this, I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is everything I've been looking to do. And I signed up for it. And they're like, yeah, sign up. We'll walk you through it. Signed up, and I had scanners built, and then I just never looked back. And I did all this with a brain injury, guys, because I was out of my mind when I signed up for this. I had recently gotten hit in the head with the jack, and I was like, I want to make scanners. And I was like, I've wanted to do this forever, and I'm still alive, so let's do it. And yeah, that's how I ended up really getting into it. So again, I was doing it with a brain injury, and they could easily show me. So it is a great platform. I love it. And we're going to use it for the rest of our live show. So, yeah, thank you so much, Nader. I greatly appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And again, anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me, ask Nader. And if you're interested, affiliate links on my link tree, and if anybody needs it, just hit me up. I'll send it over to you. So we'll roll through and do the rest of the show. I made the list pretty short because I figured we'd be on here for a while. I even said to Nader, I'm like, it doesn't matter. We'll probably talk forever. I said, we'll do like an hour, but it'll go longer than that. So there you go, an hour and a half. But that's not bad for us because we can talk forever together. So, and you guys know I can just talk. And Nader's awesome. So yeah, thanks so much, Nader. Greatly appreciate your time and your and everything that you told everybody. I know my listeners appreciated it, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be getting a couple questions coming into you. So like I said, anyone who wants to know anything, feel free to reach out to us.
I'm happy to help. Thank you again, Doug. Enjoy the rest of the show. Have a great night afterwards, and have a great holiday this upcoming weekend. I'm happy to be on anytime. So if you want to do this again, just let me know.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll definitely do it again. And there is so much cool stuff. We can just go through some charts like we always do. We always talk about stuff. And then yeah, you can just show more things on Trendspider because like I said, it was like the tip of the iceberg. You showed you a couple things, probably some of the most common things that people use. But again, there's so many other things on there that he didn't even touch on that we could do a whole nother hour and a half with no problem and show you a whole different set of things, guys. I'm telling you, there's that much stuff. And that's why I say reach out to them and they'll walk you right through everything. Their customer support's amazing, guys. So I know firsthand because again, I had a brain injury and they were teaching me how to do this stuff. And so I definitely believe in Trendspider. You guys know that. So yeah, Nader, we'll definitely have you back on for sure. I think it went great. And yeah, I didn't even know how to set up a guest. I was saying to him as we set this up early to make sure it works. So thanks for hopping on early too, Nader. I really appreciate that because I had no idea. And I'm like, I never did a guest with this thing. So now I know how to do that too. So yeah, Nader, you were the first guest on our live stream. So greatly appreciate it. And thanks so much for helping me out because I really didn't know. And you did hop on early to make sure everything was working right. So, yeah, thank you so much, Nader. I can't thank you enough. It was great.
Thank you. I've had the same problem myself. I've had a guest on. I want to make sure the audio works. My first guest, the audio didn't work. It was a nightmare. And it was live stream too. So I know how it is, but I want to be prepared, put on a good show. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. Have a good night, Doug. Enjoy the rest of the show. And yeah, if anybody has questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nader. And we will definitely talk to you soon. And I'm just going to try to figure out how to put my screen on. So I'm going to try to shoot over there and do that real quick. And then I'll figure this out. Hold on. I think I got it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got it. And then let me just figure out because I was going to go here. And I think this is it. Nope, it's this one here. There we go. All right. And thank you very much, Nader. Greatly appreciate Nader coming on, showing you guys what that was all about. Because like I said, I use it all the time. Let me just change my screens around because I had it the other way around. And I am good to go now. Awesome. So that was great, guys. I think that was helpful. And I hope you guys found it helpful because I actually enjoyed it. And again, I probably learned some more stuff because I look at it every day and I use it all the time, but they just have so much great information on there. So let's just rock and roll right through our list. Obviously, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And yeah, thank you so much, Nader. That was great. And again, you hopped on early to make sure everything was working good and everything was right. So greatly appreciate all his help. And now we'll roll right through everything. We talked enough. And if you guys have any questions or want to see anything, clearly post a comment or leave anything. We'll rock and roll right through it. How about this LRHC running up this morning like crazy? I'll X out of that. and then pulling way back and dipping down underneath the price that it opened at. I mean, how crazy. It went up to like 48 cents, 26 to 48. It got down to 12 and it's at 14 and a half. Like, how does that even happen, guys? I don't even know. But honestly, even with that crazy runaround, look at that runaround. It looks like it's going to bounce right back up, guys. So keep an eye on it. You might have had a great opportunity to catch that dip on LRHC right there. So I would be keeping an eye on that again, even though it ran up and pulled back pretty good. It looks like it's going to have another shot. So, how about Logic Mark today? It pulled back and went up in the after hours there. It was just kind of hanging out, not really doing much today. And it just did not have steam to move. But then in the after hours, it decided to go back up over a penny. And that's where it closed at 0.0104. And it is not looking bad. That little dip today wasn't anything. And again, look how low we are. I mean, really, where are we going? You're not going that much lower. It could go under like a half a cent or whatever, but it's basically ours already there at that 0.08 the other day. And yeah, I think you're gonna still see some movement. We'll see how it works tomorrow. You even caught that little bounce because it was under a penny today, and then it bounced right up, and that was a good 10% right there. So play the bounces, guys. They'll be easy. And again, you don't have to stretch it out to be like this huge hit. Just make sure you're hitting them for something and they're roll them over because you can keep playing them. Up and down. We know that they're running around like crazy. Look at this DMN. This one pulled back a little bit today, and then it went up in the after hours as well. So there you go with this one. It says it got up to 4 cents, closed just under, or not even 4.004, almost as half a penny. But yeah, I mean, it's not looking bad right there. Look at that. It looks like it made a base. How much lower could it possibly go? I don't know. They might have a reverse split or get delisted if they don't get back to a penny real soon. So you got to be careful with that one. But that's what you're looking at with DMN. And your SUNE was down a little bit, ran up yesterday, and still doesn't look bad. Look at it, just curling up, never got out of that basement yesterday. And again, not looking bad. They have a reverse split, it says, coming up. So, oh, yeah. Didn't we see this yesterday and talk about that? I forgot, but yeah, there's a reverse split. They announced it. It had already said it on here, I think yesterday, possibly. So we're waiting for that to reverse split right there, and then we're gonna look at it. And that BDRX came down today. I know I looked at that bad boy, and it did pull back. It was up there and trying to move. And another one looks like it kind of pulled back. Might be a great opportunity because it looks like it wants to roll back up again, guys. So I would be keeping an eye on this BDRX tomorrow as well. A lot of great ones that pulled back today. And like I said, LRHC ran way up and pulled back and still doesn't look bad. HIT was down a little bit. That was running up the other day, pulled back a hair and didn't look terrible. Look at it right on that 20, a little bit flat. And we'll see if HIT can stay up here and become a good hit. Look at it. It was just kind of pulling back, but you could see that thing trying to roll back up there into that channel and stay up. Let's see if that 20 drops it down or if it curls it up right there. So that's HIT and APDN. This one down to 80 cents. And obviously we're watching. I think we're down at that bottom down here and it's going to be basing out. So that's APDN. And again, I think we're at the bottom and we're going to be rolling up. So if you weren't in it, it's probably a great opportunity down here at 80 cents. Keep an eye on that APDN. And how about our clue right here, CLEU? This guy was just dipping down, but it's still curling up, just running flat right there. I forget what it was doing today. But again, it's just sitting right there. It just looks like something wants to happen with it. And all these Chinese ones are getting a little... Some of them are starting to get cruising today. I did see some of them up a little bit. And this LICN was down a little bit as well. And that one's just kind of dipping into the basement. But again, it's still trying to curl up there. It's like the weirdest thing ever. And something's up with these guys. Look at this thing trying to curl up, pull back. And it closed at 340. This one actually closed up. It doesn't say that, but it did. And it did look good. So keep an eye on that LICN because that's not looking bad right there. UOKA. Let me see this one real quick. Just dipping down. I mean, that's not bad either. This has been just a crazy one, but you see the 20 coming down. We're going to have to see how far it wants to pull back. Hold on. Let me type it in right. UOKA. Yeah, just see how far it wants to pull back right there. But again, it didn't make it through. It didn't make it through that MACD, but it has been bouncing up. But your 20 and your 50 are curling down. We'll have to look at that one. It was getting crazy there for a little bit. And how about HEPA right here? Let's see what HEPA is up to. Making a little base down here, and this one had been a big pullback. Didn't this reverse split not long ago? Yeah, and it never really ran. So we're keeping an eye on HEPA. I've been just looking at it. It's just been pulling back here to 20, still coming down. So we'll have to keep an eye on HEPA. And our OCGN was down a little bit, but again, guys, this thing is perfect. Look at it curling down. Even if it pulls back and comes down here, you should be good at that 61 now because it's set up so good. So yeah, look at it. It ran up and it's just pulling back right there, probably to bounce off that MACD for us. So that is your OCGN. And I'm telling you, couldn't have called that any better than what we did for that one. An icon had recently split, and it looks like it could be an icon tomorrow. It is trying to get out of that basement right there, ICON. Keep your eye on this one tomorrow, guys, because that one could be a mover, ICON. And this AGMH wasn't looking bad either, guys. I know it wasn't running today, but it's still not looking bad. Let me take a look right here, AGMH. It was down a hair, but again, just not looking bad. It ran up, pulled back a little bit, just running down. And yeah, I would keep an eye on this thing. It's going to get set up to try to run right there. ALLR was trying to run up yesterday, and here we are. It's just pulled up and just kind of stopped right there. And honestly, looks like it wants to run back up a little bit more, even though it's going to hit that MACD. We have to look at ALLR tomorrow and see what that wants to do. It has like that healthy pullback look, but at the same time, it does look like it wants to pull back. So instead of it has a healthy pullback look, looks like it wants to go up, but at the same time, it looks like it wants to hit the MACD and come down. So I'll have to look at that one right there. FMTO. That one is curling. Oh, yeah. This is that one that went like $8 to 4 cents, guys. Keep an eye on this thing. It is getting good. Look at it curling up. And is it going to get through right now? That's what we're watching. And again, we can afford to let this start to curl up through and catch it on the way up because, again, it's so low. Look at it. It's down under 4 cents. It's at 3. And this thing was run up at $8 not long ago. So we are going to be patient, make sure that we know when it's when it wants to run. And TOPW is this Hong Kong one. Ran up a little more today. Could have a little bit of healthy pullback tomorrow, but you did get that to run up to that, 329 right there. Not bad. So keep an eye on that. It could pull back some. UAMY, this one had run up some more, guys, and we were all over that one. United States Anatomy, I don't know who sent it in, but that was a great one the other day because it just keeps running up. And again, filtrate. Now this one, we already looked at it. AREC, look at it for tomorrow for more momentum. And nice hit right there, Filtrate. Thanks for everybody thanking you for that one. And USAR, another one ran way up there and possibly running up more. So another good one. LPRO, this one did kind of pull back. It crossed through, but kind of pulled back. Let me see what it's doing right here. LPRO. Yeah, I mean, it's crossing through. We're going to keep an eye on that guy and see exactly what LPRO wants to do right there. Because, like I said, it is trying to get set up. And good old Wang and Lee, LWLGS right here, pulling back. And now, guys, when you're saying it's getting to be in a good spot and Wang and Lee's about to get moving, Wang and Lee's looking much better right now. Keep your eye on it tomorrow. It obviously could be a next weeker, being that tomorrow is the end of the week for us for Thursday. But keep an eye on Wang and Lee tomorrow because that could be bouncing. And this TGL Treasure Global was in a good spot and jumped up even more today. And we were all over that one yesterday and the day before, I think. But yeah, look at that bad boy jumped up there and got moving. And so there you go with Treasure Global, 328 to 440. It's at 373, and it could continue its way up. So we were on that one early, and that kids, that one took a dip down, and we're going to watch this thing because it's going to make another little base down here and be a good opportunity. So KIDZ, we're keeping an eye on that one. And AREB did pull back, but it could be getting set up. Look at this thing, guys. I think you're getting some healthy pullback for it to set back up right here. So American Rebel Holdings, I think we're going to get that roll off the MACD kind of look right there. And HKPD was down a little bit, and I'm watching this to see if it wants to bounce off that MACD. HKPD, let me put it in right. Yeah, look at that nice bounce right there, or nice dip right there, and we're going to watch to see if it has a nice bounce is what I was going to say. So yeah, keep an eye on that. HKPD right there, and SBEV right here. Let's look at it because it was going up some more today. We had this on the list and we were early on that. Went up another 50% today. SBEV. Oh, I didn't even type it in right, did I? Here we go. SBEV right there. Look at that run up. It went up even higher than yesterday. So there you go for SBEV. And still not looking bad. Watch it and see if it hits this resistance up here at what, 5 something. So yeah, you keep an eye on it, see if it can get up that high. But it has run up pretty well right there for SBEV and CISO Global or whatever it's called. This is trying to get in a pretty decent spot. Was running up a little bit there, and I know we looked at it, but yeah, look at that bad boy, not looking bad for CISO. So keep an eye on that one. We'll look and see if it wants to get curled up onto that 20 and keep on moving. Newsmax might be a great one, guys. This one could get ripping. It does look like it tried to bottom out right there after had the IPO, ran way up, and it's down here at 27. So you might want to keep an eye on Newsmax. NMAX, and the metals company was down after that big run up yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's still up in the top. It could try to run back up there and see if it curls back down to try to roll back up right here. So we'll keep an eye on it tomorrow. I can't guarantee that's going to happen, but you can keep an eye on that. And that Caro is going to reverse split right here, or it did reverse split. And look at it. It ran up right there. It was up. They changed their name or some TVRD. So I guess they had a, yeah, it definitely changed the thing. We were just looking at CARA, and it did change. And there you go. It did run up. So there you go, a Cara. Who knows what that's going to do now? It'll probably come back down, but there you go. We kind of were looking at that, and that was a nice run up for you for CARA. And let's take a look at PSTV Plus Therapeutics. And this is just has a big setup happening, so that's not exactly ready. Just look and see if it wants to jump up at all. And DXF, we nailed that one. We had that one from last night we were looking at, and I think it was Barbara was looking at that one. That one ran up. We even looked at it this morning. It was looking good. And boom, there you go with that. That was nice. And RGC right here. This one was down $5. That looks like it's dipping down really well, huh? RGC. Yeah, I would say that's going to be pulling back right there. That's what that looks like. And RTC, this one didn't look too bad. It went up in the after hours. Let's see what it looks like. It must have bounced off that bottom. And there you go, RTC 23 to 42. It's at 38. Keep an eye on that if it wants to keep some momentum in the morning for RTC. And SHPH, let's see what that's doing. We're just flying right through tonight. And again, if you're just tuning in, we did Trendspider. We had a whole thing about Trendspider and saw what they have to offer, and it was awesome. So thanks to Nader that came on from Trendspider. And we're just cruising right through our list. And again, I'm just kind of flying through, gonna wrap it up. And we did our Mag 7. I'll go through the other ones, our laptop travel, our Jolie's jumpers, and anything you guys want to look at real quick, and we'll get cruising through the night. And tomorrow is the end of the week for us because it's a Thursday, and Friday it's Good Friday, and it's my birthday, so the market's closed for that, and we're good to go. And SHPH Shuttle Pharmaceuticals, that was running up the other day. We'll see if it's trying to make a base right there. It looks like it's trying to. How about Hertz went nuts today? Hertz went crazy in the after hours. HTZ, this one went ballistic. Look at that thing, $3.75 to $9. It's at $7.69. It went nutty. I don't even know what the hell they did, but it jumped. Oh yeah, Bill Ackman disclosed stakes in it. That's right. He did invest in that. I did hear that. And Holo right here was moving up a little bit, and that's going to get set up, guys. We were watching to see if it wanted to make a base, and it is. It's making a base, but watch for it because it's getting set up, or it's a good one to keep an eye on for next week right there. And let's look at our bull. That was down some more, and it came out of the basement, so we'll watch that to pull back. We nailed the yin and the yang. We thought the yang was going up. The yin is coming down, and the yang is going up right here. You can see it curling up, rolling up, and that had that look like it was going to pop up, and it should pop up some more right there. And how about NUGT was up, and that gold has been crushing it right here, and it is way up there hitting some resistance. So you might have a little bit of pullback with gold, but I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. And here's your bear S&P 500 bear, and it's getting driven up by that 20, so it looks like it's going to roll up a little bit right there. And your FNGD and your FNGA, here's your FNGD trying to roll up right there, and your FNGA is probably rolling down. So yeah, that's pulling back right there. So there you go with them bad boys. And we looked at that FFAI, and Nader was checking it out. We're going to keep it on our list because apparently it always runs there in May. So that's pretty cool. And let's roll through our laptop travel list right here and see what we have on that. AIMD. Let's look at that one right here, up a penny. And that's in the channel. It's been running around right there, and it looks like it's going to try to curl off of there. So I would say that's not looking bad. Look at that. Look, coming down the roll off. Probably a good one for next week. And this ASST, we were looking at it last night, and that's getting to be in a good spot still, guys. So keep an eye on this ASST. We liked it last night, and we like it again today. So keep an eye on that. And BFRI, that's not looking bad. It's in that channel right there, but it's not looking bad. I don't know if it'll be running tomorrow, but it's just kind of hanging out, and it should just stay there to hang out. And Cask is at Distillery One, Winery and Distillery, just making a nice base as it's trying to get onto the 20 right there. Yeah, it's just kind of hanging out as well. So I have to look at Cask and see what that's brewing. CDT is Conduit Pharmaceuticals, and this pulled back today. And it had run up the other day. I think Barbara nailed this one the other day, I believe. And it is pulling back. We'll have to watch it pull back to get reset up off the MACD and FRSX. Let's see what this Foresight Anonymous is doing. Trying to get set up there. Not looking bad. I'd keep an eye on that possibly tomorrow to try to run. There you go. It was running up 65 to 70. And that's where it closed. It is not looking bad for that one. FRSX and IGMS. Let's see what this is doing right here. Whoa, what did I just do? I don't even know what I just did, but IGMS, we'll look at it again and see what it's doing now. It's just pulling back there today. And let's see right here. It is just pulling back. And again, just probably staying in that channel. Doesn't look like anything real crazy. Kappa, KAPA. And this one was down today. Did this one run? No, it didn't run. Look for this one. Try to roll off right there. I don't know if it's going to curl down. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that Kappa to see if that wants to run up tomorrow. TAOP. Look at this thing getting to be in a pretty decent spot. Down a little bit right there. A little bit of pullback. TAOP. And let's see. Yeah, it's just over. Not terrible. I'll look at that one tomorrow, see what it wants to do. And again, they might just be chilling tomorrow, being that it's a 3-day weekend. And this VSTE was not looking bad to get set up. Should be a pretty good one for next week. ADIL. This one was just down, and this one's not looking bad. So, yeah, a lot of good ones, I would say, probably for next week. They're getting set up. And this ENFY ran up yesterday, just a little healthy pullback there. And this chocolate one, right? The Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. And this one's rolling, guys. We liked this the other day. We said it had some good chocolate. Last time we said that, it ran over 100%. Today, 119 to 129, and that's where it's at. So keep an eye on the good old Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. And IOTR laptop travel like this one. It looks pretty new right there. 415, and whoa, that took a major dip, it looks like. Yeah, we might have to watch that thing. Let me see this thing. IOTR. Wow, look at that. Ran way up the other day and then ran way down today. So, yeah, it's 598 down to 92 cents. It's at 126. IO3 LTD. We'll have to take a look at that one and keep an eye and see what that one wants to do. And there you go. It's your laptop travel list. Thank you very much, Laptop Travel. And Agrify, let's look at our If I type it in right, it'll work. AGFY, our Jolie's Jams right here. And Agrify was pulling back a little bit. I'm telling you, this thing is trying to get set up yesterday. It looked way better. We'll see if it tries to bounce tomorrow, Agrify. So I'll be keeping an eye on it. You can see that setup right there. Very well could. And our blink charging right here, it's not that. It's this one. There we go. Maybe it's making a base down here. We know it's been pulling back and kind of trying to make bases and going down. So yeah, blink right there. We'll keep an eye on it and see if it does want to get moving. And how about Sezzle right here? That one was cruising up, but you might hit that resistance and come back down on Sezzle. So we'll have to take a look at that. It's not looking bad in the after hours, though. It does look like it ran up there. What's that say? Yeah, I'd say we'll keep an eye on Sezzle tomorrow, see if that wants to continue its way up. It doesn't look too bad. And how about Sterling? This one wasn't too bad either. That Sterling infrastructure was pulled back a little bit, but it has that setup look. So keep an eye on Sterling, guys, because this thing could get cruising. Look at it. We love that look right there lately. It's been a good one. And how about Rivian? I don't know what I was spelling, but that was pulling back and it's just trying to get set up. I don't know. It has that look like it wants to bounce up and it also wants to come down. I think you just have a setup period on Rivian, and Symbiotic is just kind of pulling back a little bit and not looking bad, but that 20 looks like it could push it down. And that's your Jolie's Jams. I'll run through the other big cappers real quick, see if you guys want to see anything, and then we'll wrap it up and be back at 7 a.m. for our pre-market to end our short week here as we go into the holiday Easter week and Good Friday and all that good stuff. And I'm telling you, crypto is looking great earlier. It says it's down a little bit, but I don't know. We'll look at it and go through that as well. So here we go. Let's take a quick look at these guys and see what they're up to. Honestly, we could just look at them tomorrow. Why don't we just look at them in the morning? I don't think nothing's going to change between now and tomorrow morning. I promise you that, especially with these. And I'll go through and see what you guys want to see in crypto. I'm just curious. AMC's pulled back. I'll just look at a couple real quick, and then we'll look at them tomorrow. We know they're all pulled back, so it's not really a big deal. AMD's way down. So, yeah, let's look at them tomorrow morning and get a better idea what they really want to do. I think they want to pull back. Look at Mara trying to stay set up right there. DJT, again, remember I was saying that doesn't look bad? Look at it. Doesn't look bad right there. So, yeah, these things, we kind of know what was happening with them. We'll look at them in the morning. We'll get a much better idea. I feel like we're just going to kind of say the same exact thing for every single one of them if we do that right now. So tomorrow morning, much better look. And let's look at a few that you guys want to look at. Lockheed Martin jumped up. We were talking about it. It does look pretty good to try to run up more. Has that weird look, though, but I would say it does want to try to run up more. Maybe have a little healthy pullback, but it's not bad right there. And Toyota Motors is up in the evening. And look at Luis Rodriguez. I'm telling you, he's the Toyota motor expert right there. They should hire you. And Northrop Grumman right here is up, and we talked about that last night. And that looks like it wants to go up a little bit higher, guys. So keep an eye on that. NOC. And what a TSM. Did they have earnings tomorrow around 6 a.m.? And I think it's coming down. I mean, God, that's why you can't tell any of these guys. They're crossed over flat, look like they want to come down. That's why I was saying, we'll look at them tomorrow morning. It'll be a much better idea. And futures are green is what Luis Rodriguez is saying right there. So there you go. That could be your futures as well. And so, yeah, that could be, I don't know how accurate it is. Where's the time? I thought it did say the time at some point. Anyway, whatever. It says the futures are green right there. That's good. Let's look at Holo. Holo does a reverse split next week. Thanks. Then we weren't looking at that, but appreciate that heads up. Deep Soul Diving. Let's see. I know we looked at it, but I didn't see if it said it. Oh, yeah, you're right. Look at that. All right, don't look at Holo tomorrow. We'll look at that after next week. Thank you, Deep Soul Diving. See, that's why this show is great. You guys keep me in check. So when I look at things, I only look at charts, and you guys know most of the time what's going on. ATCH, Atlas Clear Holdings. And this is getting to be, it was in a good spot when it ran up there. Just a little pullback. It could bounce right off of there. ATCH. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to run tomorrow, but it's going to hit this bottom, and then we're going to see if it wants to run the bottom or try to bounce off. So remind me in the morning. I'll write it down right here. ATCH. I can look at that one in the morning for you, and we can probably get a better idea with that one. And ASML got a haircut. Let's see what happened with them. Remember we were looking at that? It was up yesterday somewheres. And whoa, they got a haircut. You're not kidding. Holy shit. They did take a haircut right there. So, yeah, there you go. ASML semiconductor way down right there. Disappointing orders. And PDYN, I know we looked at that not long ago. Paladine. And that's curling up and not looking bad. It says it's up right there. PDYN. Yeah, it has that open and close look at the same price, but it does not look bad, I must say, Luis Rodriguez. That doesn't look bad right there. And let's see if I missed anything else over here. And so tomorrow you have initial jobless claims at 8:30, and housing starts, building permits, and the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing. Fed Governor Michael Barr speaks at 11:45, and then on Friday, the San Francisco Fed president speaks on Good Friday. I don't know why he's doing that, but he is. And GWAV for Barber, let's look at that one. That's at trash one, whatever it's called. I can't even think. My brain's fried. GWAV, it's waste management. I couldn't even think of the name of that. Wow, that's starting to set up. Holy shit, you're right there, Barber. That's a great look. Barber, we definitely have to keep that on the list. I love it. It already ran up. What did it say? It ran up a little bit to 29. That still looks good. Keep an eye on this bad boy. It's up over here, so it's up over that 50. But yeah, GWAV, I would say, is looking good. Obviously, for a momentum play, it's jumped up this morning, but I say we keep an eye on that. And yeah, gold obviously has been running like crazy. And I think we got everything, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know I'm pretty exhausted after that one. It was just been a busy week, I think. And yeah, there we go. Just a crazy week right there with our red day. We knew it was coming down, though. It was nothing that we had to that we were concerned about because we knew exactly what was happening there. So, yeah, I would say we covered everything. Let me just look at crypto again. It wasn't looking bad. I'll just take a look at Bitcoin. I think we might even went through it with Nader. Oh yeah, you can tell I can't even think straight. But yeah, we looked at then we look at crypto with Nader. Yeah, it was sitting right there. It wasn't looking bad, guys. So obviously Bitcoin's at 84,200. Sol's at 131, Ethereum's at 1,586, and Ripple's at 207. So not looking bad. And again, we'll go through everything in the morning, and we'll be able to wrap up our holiday week, our short week right there at 7 a.m. We'll cover the entire market. And if anybody wants to see anything, let me know. And we'll look at Logic Mark in the morning. It wasn't looking bad in the after hours right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on all that good stuff. You know that. And like I said, if you guys want to see anything in the morning, you guys just let us know. And I greatly appreciate everybody hanging out and tuning in. And I hope you guys enjoyed the whole Trendspider thing. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested, my affiliate link is on my link tree. If you don't see it, just hit me up. I'll shoot it over to you. And if you have any questions with them, hit them up, guys. I'm telling you, their customer service is amazing. And their sales team, they'll tell you if if it's a good fit for you. So there you go. And it says stocks dollar on back foot as trade war pal comments way, and Asian stocks edge high or edge up. Yen weakens on tariff talks, and stock futures rise after major averages tumble and tech sector sell off. Wall Street's 12 favorite stocks could soar as much as 50%. 54% over the next year, and Powell warns of challenging scenario for the Fed on tariffs. So there you go, and we'll look at the right here, just see if anything. There wasn't really a whole lot that we didn't cover. Like I said, we pretty much already saw everything. I promise you guys, and anything that we missed, we'll cover tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. At 7 a.m. for pre-market. So there you go, guys. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Like I say, I greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate having Nader on. I thought that was a great segment right there, and maybe we'll have to do a little more stuff like that. Have guests on showing us cool platforms and things of that nature, because it's always fun to learn, and it's always nice to know what the best tools are to be able to use, because again, they do help you out big time. You could see all the great stuff that they offer on that platform. And that's why I was telling you guys I couldn't even tell you half of the stuff, because I don't probably use as much as I should, but I'll start using it more. And but yeah, it definitely fits me well, because obviously I use it for what I need it for. So there you go, everybody. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in, sending in some comments, asking questions and everything. I hope you guys appreciate it. That's right, we started at 8:30. I'm like, why am I exhausted? We started at 8:30. I'm just looking at the time. It's going on 2.5 hours. No wonder why I was getting tired. And so yeah, there you go, everybody. Thank you again. I will catch you guys at 7 a.m. So have a great night, everybody. And thanks again for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And let me just figure out how to get off of here. There you go. So yeah, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m.